Blake has a penis touching problem. Blake is the Mac Jones of dogs.
Yeah. Hank?
No.
It's so sad. On today's Pardon My Take, we have comedian Sam Morril on the show in studio. Very funny interview. Great comedian. You should go see him on tour. He changed his whole flight to come in to hang out with us. So AWL and recurring guest. We have Thursday night football, Bears Commanders. We got a lot to talk about there. Tattoo bet. Week 5 picks and preview. And I'll just say this right now. I'm putting on a must listen for a call we had with Marlins Man. It is a must listen. Probably when we were doing the stream earlier tonight, the guys around us asked for the third most shocking thing that he said, and we told them, and they're like, "What the fuck? There's 2 more shocking things." So
what was the third most shocking thing?
When I think it was
teaser. It's a teaser.
Yeah, it's a teaser. I think it was when he said that everyone thought we hate women. Yeah, the whole country thought we hate women. And then we have Firefest to end the whole thing. Before we get to all of that, our friends at Chevy. There's a new family with unstoppable grit, and they're the official partners of the Pardon My Take family, and that is the Chevy Silverado ZR2 family. The first ever Silverado heavy-duty ZR2 joins the franchise to make Chevy ZR2 the only truck brand with a full lineup of trucks ready for wherever your off-road adventures take you, with exclusive Multimatic DSSV dampers, rugged mud terrain tires, and up to 14 available camera views. The Chevy Silverado ZR2 and Silverado HD ZR2, a family with commanding and unstoppable grit. Head to Chevy.com. Check out Chevy Silverado and the family of Chevy ZR2s, the official trucks of Pardon My Take. We love Chevy. Thank you to Chevy, our wonderful sponsor. Go check out the Chevy ZR2. The only truck brand with a full lineup of trucks ready for wherever your off-road adventures take you. We're a Chevy podcast. Head to Chevy.com. Check out Chevy Silverado and the family of Chevy ZR2s, the official trucks of Pardon My Take. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Pardon My Take. Today is Friday, October 6th, and the 3 best words in sports, 4 best words. The Bears are back. The Bears are back. The Bears have won.
Ron Rivera just kicked another field goal.
The Bears have won.
He loves field goals. That guy loves field goals. So we should never, ever call him Riverboat Ron again. After this game and the game against the Eagles, he's lost Riverboat Ron. He's no longer Riverboat Ron.
So, PFT, you were at the game. I'd love to get your thoughts on what the vibe was like. First of all, RIP Dick Butkus, all-time football guy. He passed away this afternoon. The Bears, I don't know if the strategy of having Bears legends die and then getting that to galvanize the team is a sustainable strategy, but it felt like it worked tonight. And RIP Dick Butkus, seriously, like a legend of legends when it comes to the football world. But the Chicago Bears lost 14 straight games. They headed into Thursday night football, and they shit-pumped the Commanders.
I don't like the smile on your face. I don't like the way that this entire intro is going. I don't like the way the entire intro is going. The Bears. Oh, the Bears are back. You buried them. You buried the Bears.
I did. Yeah.
4 weeks in a row. They're done. Yeah. They're done. Oh, the Bears are back. The Bears are back. It was a bad first half. There's no game planning against, like you said, like Dick Butkus passing away. And as much as that was like an emotional factor, I'm sure, for some of the Bears, it probably affected Ron Rivera too. I'm sure Ron Rivera was super close with Dick Butkus. He played on the Bears. He's been very close in Chicago. Like he is a Chicago guy in terms of his football career, at least his playing career. So I'm sure he was sad going into the game. But yeah, the first half was bad. It was as bad. That was chicken shit football all across the board for the Commanders. And there was no getting out of that hole. Plus, it's helpful that you have DJ Moore. Maybe get him the ball more often because he is unstoppable.
Worry about your own team. Worry about your own team.
Good. I am. He was so good. Emmanuel Forbes, our rookie first round pick, who has played pretty well until AJ Brown like snatched his soul. But Emmanuel Forbes got benched, and then the people that we put in for Forbes couldn't guard him either. So it was a bad night. After the first half, we had a little comeback in the second half. We were feeling good. I changed my jersey. The vibes changed in the stadium. It looked like we were coming back. And then all the momentum got sucked right out of the stadium with that field goal.
With Joey Sly. So, all right. So I'm not allowed to change my opinion. So let me ask you this, PFT. Still thinking Soupy?
I'm thinking Justin Fields is a good quarterback. I was right about that.
Yeah,
I was right. Credit to me for not wavering on that take.
Yeah, very wavering. Yeah, I mean, Justin Fields was phenomenal. He's been phenomenal. 600 yards, 8 touchdowns, and 1 interception in the last 2 games. I'm back in love. And I know that, like, listen, he was bad to start the season. The Packers game was bad. The Bucs game was bad. The Chiefs game was bad. The last 2 games have been great, and I got to give credit to Luke Getsy, the offensive coordinator. He actually called a great game plan. You know what actually works when you have Justin Fields? Having designed runs. I don't know, you noticed this, PFT, but like I think it was probably 6 or 7 drives started with a Justin Fields run.
Yeah.
Just to be like, hey, we have this weapon. You now have to defend us differently. Not all of them worked, but just doing that changed how the Bears looked and how they were able to attack the Commanders' defense, the defense of the Commanders, the defensive line is just as good as the Eagles.
They had some good moments tonight. It wasn't about the defensive line. This game was about Justin Fields.
We ran the ball pretty well.
It's about DJ Moore.
Until we actually beat you with a fullback at the end.
Yeah, I know. That was twisting the knife. DJ Moore probably should have had 280 yards, but they said he was out of bounds. We didn't get a replay in the stadium, so I still haven't seen that play. Was he out of bounds? Because
PFT,
he looked mad.
They didn't show a replay on TV, so he was not out of bounds.
There's
no way he was out of bounds if they don't show a single replay. They showed a replay, but it was the far angle. They never showed a replay of his feet being out of bounds.
Yeah, he would have. I think we should do the math on it, but I think he would have had like 270 yards, 280 yards receiving if they didn't call him out of bounds on that one. And
he was incredible.
Four touchdowns. How many did you have? 2 or 3?
3 touchdowns.
3. So he would have had 4 and like 280 yards. So he was electric. And you're right about Justin Fields. So the thing I noticed about Justin Fields, when you're up close watching him in person and not like watching the TV angles, after the design runs, even the ones that don't work, he is so confident after them. He loves them. He loves doing it. And then when they ask him to pass the ball after he's feeling good about himself, he's a way better passer because he's confident. He's not overthinking things. So it changes his entire mindset. This is what we're saying. Like, Justin Fields should run the ball more frequently. It sucks that he's going to get hit. Yeah, but that's the nature of football. But he's a big dude. He can dole out some punishment. He was running into people. And he's bouncing right up.
And it makes the whole run game work because obviously we lost all of our running backs tonight, but Khalil Herbert, when he was running, was phenomenal. He was ripping off big runs left and right. All right, I'm going to come back down to reality. I had to do that because I was very excited. It's good. Listen, I'll come back down to reality. I don't think the Bears are all the way back. They're still 1-4. They're still a bad team. But it's just nice to win one. 14 games started to weigh on me a little bit, like where it was like, feels like, Eberflus is about to get fired, all this stuff. It's nice to win one. Justin Fields deserves a win. He's been playing his ass off the last 2 games. It's nice to win one. I did look at the schedule coming up, and I've convinced myself they could potentially go 4-1 in the next 5. But I'm going to save that for another day because I know there's still some big problems. I also know Justin Fields is not. I'm falling back in love. Like it was basically like we had like a 2-week breakup where I was like, you know what, let's get different places. And I started to sign a lease and I was like, fuck, I really miss this guy. So I think I'm all the way back in love. But I know it's one game. I know it's one game. It was one game. I'm not going to get so crazy. It was one game, but it was a fun game. It was good to win one. And the Bears almost tried to blow it because the offense was not that great in the second half. And if Joey Sly makes a field goal, I actually think this, PFT, you could tell me if I'm wrong. You can tell me on vibes in the stadium. I think if Joey Sly makes that field goal to make it 30-23, the Bears probably lose that game because all the pressure goes back on them.
Vibes in the stadium, that's exactly what I was saying. Like if that was like a 46-yarder, and from where Memes and I were sitting, we were on the sidelines, and everybody in our section thought it was good. And so we started to celebrate, and then we're like, oh, shit, no, he's waving his arms the wrong way. That's the wrong way to wave the arms. And Hank so we just looked around at everybody was like, that went in, right? We collectively had collective delusion for about 15 seconds where we're like, that was a wrong call. That field goal went in. So we couldn't tell. That was a bummer. But yeah, the way that we're moving the ball and Sam Howell, I heard some people calling him Sammy Soso. That's mean. Don't call him Sammy Soso. But he's tough.
That is mean.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, he had some runs that were insane. They were like, what is Howard? how is he doing this? And how is he getting just like tossed to the ground and just getting back up? He's a tough motherfucker. And he had some dimes too.
Yeah.
I actually I was surprised by the Commanders. It did feel like the Commanders came out in the first half. They're like, the Bears suck. We'll win this game. No problem. Because it made no sense. Like, the Bears have no secondary right now. Their defensive line actually showed up for the first time all year, which was nice. It felt like the defense was playing with a purpose, which I haven't seen for 4 weeks, like guys flying around. But I don't know why the Commanders weren't just trying to take deep shots all night. They did miss a couple in the first half. But once Sam Howell was throwing it deep, like, we were getting gashed.
Yeah, Bieniemy doesn't like to call the deep shots unless it's like right around midfield. If we get a first down, on first down, we're going deep. That's kind of his style. And then everything else is intermediate or screens, things like that. But yeah, I agree. I think that we should have gone deep way earlier, more for like throw the ball up there for Terry, see what Terry can do, and draw pass interference if he doesn't catch it. But I want to just go back. The real story tonight, we don't really care about this football game. Tonight was bigger than sports. It was Dick Butkus. So we should first and foremost think about that.
Like, when you think of football, Dick Butkus is one of the first names you think of, just because you just like think of the old footage of him just looking 3 times the size of everyone else, just like clotheslining people, just fucking smashing people. He was football.
Yeah,
he was football.
So I was talking with a bunch of staff from the Commanders here after the game. They were great. I got to meet Josh Harris, shook his hand, great handshake. Fantastic handshake, by the way.
Cool guy jacket. He was wearing a cool guy jacket.
He was. I also noticed not wearing anything that said the word Commanders on it. Again, very interesting.
Good thing you just got $7,000 worth of Commanders gear.
Yeah, it is. Well, I gave like 20,000 of it away.
Nice.
Met the people at part of my cheesesteak tonight. The mediums sold out in record time. I gave away. Me and Memes tossed out probably like 30 medium pullovers, fleeces, button ups in about 2 minutes. So
leaving us with like 300 left.
Yeah.
But it was cool. So the Commanders were great hosts tonight. I was talking to some of the people from the staff after the game. They were asking me what my tattoo is going to be, and we were just tossing around ideas, and the idea of just getting lips on my ass cheek for butt kiss.
Ooh, nice.
That one sounds like it could work. I'm also thinking maybe just take it back old school, barbed wire tattoo or tribal tattoo. That'll
lacquer.
If only there was a tattoo you've talked about getting since the beginning of this show.
Plaid sleeves.
A plaid half sleeve. Yeah, I'm also thinking about the plaid half sleeve still.
PFT, I'm going to say this right now.
That's one of the best ideas you've ever had. You always talk about it.
Yeah, you do talk about that.
I've got a lot of great ideas, Hank.
PFT, I spent all day planning out what my tattoo was going to be, that I might just get one with you. I might just be a good soldier and get one with you, because I literally was just like looking at images all day being like, what is my tattoo going to be? Because I didn't think the Bears were going to be able. I thought they were a dead team. And someone behind you looking in. Oh, hey.
Hello.
Oh, hey. Oh, should he be here? She's saying, is this guy?
We got some AWLs coming in.
Oh, yeah. And get her on the pod. Get her on the pod. Get her on the pod. Yeah.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on the game tonight?
Well, I'm shocked that you're here. How did you guys get in here?
Oh, Jimbo.
Nice. How did you get in there?
That's all I need to know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Left hand
Personal
up.
friends with Josh Harris. No big deal. All right. Wait. So before we
Shut
talk
the
tattoo,
fuck up, Hank.
I want to do one last thing.
People doing that around the stadium? Like I don't think you've been to a game since. Yeah, but were other people?
Yeah, they were. It's all the
Yeah,
rage.
like, can I like beer?
Yeah.
I think it's just so weird that in a stadium everybody pretends that something that's sticking straight up in the air is super cool, Hank. Yeah, very, very original.
Got you there.
I mean, I think that's what you should get for the tattoo.
All right, wait. So before we do the tattoo, PFT, I just like last thing, like where, because I want to. I was a little. I'm a little.
You should get soup.
You should get soup. The win had me a little delusional there for a minute. I've come back down to earth.
I'm just grumpy.
Okay, you're grumpy. I'm happy. I know that the Bears. I still need Justin Fields to put together a lot of these. But I'm very excited that he's back in my life. I feel good.
I understand completely. Like Justin Fields is fun to watch when he's doing that stuff. I get it entirely. I'm upset because I thought this was a win. I haven't been back here in like 13 years, and then I was all pumped up for this game. Been thinking about it for a year, ever since the last Thursday night game. Who could forget? And now I'm just bummed out, and I'm gonna have to get a tattoo.
Who do you guys have next week?
I have not even brought myself to look at the schedule.
Falcons and Giants.
Yeah, but this is going to be a win that we'll look back on and wish that we had at the end of the year. We're going to be like, remember the Thursday night game against the Bears when they hadn't won a game in a calendar year and we lost because we came out and didn't do shit in the first half? I'm going to think about that one for sure.
But also, you can't really do that with games where you lose by 20.
Yeah, it's true, but it's the Butkus game. Like we came out, there was no energy at all in the team in the first half. It was just a bummer. That whole first half was a bummer. And then I booed at halftime. Sorry, Evan Neal. I pay these guys salary, kind of. Well, they pay my salary too because we do a sports podcast. So I found myself in a real pickle here. But I booed Ron Rivera's clock management at the end of the first half, which was bizarre.
Yes.
Where if he doesn't use his timeouts until the last drive that we start on our own 25-yard line, and we've got 20 seconds left, and then he calls a bizarre series of plays that culminates in a pass across the middle that gets us to the 50-yard line and gets us tackled there. It made absolutely no sense. So I actually don't think that Ron Rivera understands how time works. That's the only explanation I come up with.
And going for the field goal when you had 4th and 3 or whatever it was.
That's the field goal that I'm upset about. The Joey Sly one, I can live and die with. You miss a 46-yarder, that shit happens. But the field goal on 4th and 3, that made no sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
I want somebody to look up the stats and the probability. What percentage win probability did that gain us kicking a field goal there as opposed to if we had missed it? Because I would imagine missing a field goal is probably only 3% less than making that field goal.
Yeah, you're down 13. Why would you kick a field goal? Makes no sense.
It's just no. We weren't. We were down.
Oh, you were down.
I think we were down 16 at the time.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because you were down 16, and then you got the touchdown without the 2-point conversion. Either way, I'll say this: it was fun for the Bears to win. I don't like playing you, PFT, because I love you, and it's not fun doing bad blood between us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not upset. I'm not actually mad that you're happy. I'm happy that you're happy. I'm mad.
I wish
I'm happy that you're happy, and I'm sad that I'm sad.
Here's what I'll say: I wish the Bears' first win in almost a calendar year had come against any other team.
Well, what a good friend I am.
Your last 2 wins are against
you
the
and
Patriots
PFT.
and the Commanders.
Do we play the Eagles?
Best in the office.
Beat that ass.
I know you play the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins play everybody on Part of My Take this year.
No, we don't play the Dolphins. Yeah, I it's sick and twisted that I went through the Bears' next 5 games: Vikings, Raiders, Chargers, Saints, Panthers, and I was like, that could be 4-1.
Yeah,
that's fucked up because I know that's not. But I'm gonna just have one night where I'm like, could the Bears be 5-5 in mid-November? Oh, that's someone else. All right, so PFT, what are you gonna do for the tattoo for real?
So the ideas that I just threw out there, that's all I've
those
gone
are the
for
real ones
right now.
Yeah.
So the plaid half sleeve, the lips, and then the barbed wire and the tribal armband. Those are the 4 that I'm thinking of right now. But I think a bowl of soup.
Ideas. I think a bowl of soup could be pretty understated but cool.
I think if you got Leroy, that's that always plays. No one can say shit about Leroy.
Yeah, that could be good.
Yeah, maybe just his face, or maybe even a minimalist Leroy where it's his muzzle.
Yeah, or his paw print.
Yeah,
I've got one
that
of his
would
paw
be cool.
prints. Paw prints work for sure.
That would be cool.
Marlins Man.
Stop. We're Hank, enough with the troll shit. Hank's on his troll shit right now.
Oh, he's
Hank,
big time troll
improve
shit.
your
Well,
posture.
he bet the Bears
okay,
money
I'm going to go
line.
Matt Patricia on you. Sit up when you're talking to me, Hank. You look like you're
He
melting
bet the
into
Bears
that chair.
money line. He's very happy. He bet the Bears money line.
I mean, the second Dickie B died, it was a
He
lock.
had to.
Yeah, agreed. So, Jake, you'll like this. We ran into Al Michaels tonight.
I saw that tweet. What was that interaction like?
So I was waiting to meet Josh, and I was sitting in the owner's suite area, and we get up there, we sit down, and then the first person that walks past us is Al Michaels. Walks he's the only person besides us in the room with one of the security guards that was bringing him up there, and he walks right past us. And Memes, as he was walking past us, Memes points right in his face and goes, "That's Al Michaels." I was like, "Come on, Memes, be cool." And then Herb Street walked by a second later, and he was like, "That's Kirk Herbstreit." So shout out Herbie. He says what's up to all the AWLs. He says what's up to all you guys.
Did he say anything about my problem with his plane tweet?
He did not say that.
I'll have to take it up with him when we have him on again.
He kept that to himself. And then me and Memes were sitting in these chairs, and a bunch of kids walk in, and they're all wearing Nationals gear, watching Nationals gear. And then we hear them start to scream, and we're like, "What's going on?" I turn over my shoulder. Magic Johnson walks out.
Oh,
Magic Johnson was just standing right next to me, getting
Johnson.
pictures with every one of these kids. Magic Johnson's the nicest person in the world.
Oh, duh. He's magic. He's literally magic.
That's like one person that I was completely starstruck by. It was Magic Johnson.
I could see that for sure. Memes also did some weird video work where he was just so close to you. I don't know what was happening. He was zooming all the way in on you.
Yeah, Memes likes to get a nice tight shot there. He was in the seat directly next to me.
Did he tell you he was doing that?
Huh?
One of the ones that looked like you didn't know he was recording you and just looked over in disgust and then happened to see the camera after the fact.
Oh, I never knew when Memes was recording or when he wasn't. It was just a complete surprise. I would turn around and he'd have the camera like right in my face.
Oh, yeah. PFT, last thing. We talk about this in Firefest. Yeah, all right. We talk about this in Firefest, but the thought crossed your mind, and I know because it crossed mine, when Joey Sly was about to kick that field goal to make it 30-23. We were in tie zone.
Yes. So you can ask Memes with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. 10 minutes left. I looked at him and I go, tie's not off the table yet.
I was thinking it too. I was like, oh my God. Yeah. What have we done?
Yeah.
What have we done?
That thought definitely was a big factor. Also, Memes booed a veteran tonight.
Oh, no.
So in between quarters, they bring a veteran out.
Memes is an indoor cat.
Yeah, you can't bring Memes
thank you
anywhere.
For your service. Memes booed the veteran. I looked at him. I was like, what are you doing, Memes? He's like, it's a Black Rifle coffee ad.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Good job, Memes.
He's like, I'm still a blue guy.
There we go, Memes.
On God.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, what was your last tattoo
suggestion? Since you'll never actually own one, you could get an El Camino tattooed on your body.
Oh, that was mean.
I'm going to buy an El Camino just to spite you.
That was mean.
I'm going to light it on fire.
That was mean.
That's not a bad idea. That'd be a cool tattoo.
You're excited. When are you going to get a PFT?
Wouldn't that be a cool?
I have to do it pretty soon, right?
Like after fishing, that would be a cool tattoo.
Yeah, it would be a cool tattoo. Yeah, okay. We'll go make a video of it. PMTV if you get a tattoo.
What if you get it not to? I mean, you're not doing the punishment, but we're gonna have nothing else going on during the 24-hour stream.
Oh, you want me to fill up hours of your block of solo content?
Well, for the viewers, I'm saying like,
don't make
your problem my problem. We're
gonna be in
solitary confinement. No, I'm just trying to kill two birds with one stone.
That's a good idea. I will get a tattoo if there's a Chicago-based tattoo artist that's good. Please refer them to me. And any other ideas that you have, I'm sure people are tweeting me tattoo ideas nonstop right now. So I haven't really checked Twitter much after the game, but yeah, I'll get the tattoo soon. I would like to get it,
and I might get one with you.
What about Leroy playing the guitar?
That'd be cool.
That. Dogs can't play guitar; they don't have thumbs.
Yeah, but
like I said, PFT, I spent all day planning my tattoo that I might just get one with you. I might just
neck tattoo.
What about an open tear? And if you can ever beat the Bears, you can close it.
Or a teardrop on my eye.
Yeah.
That's stolen valor for murderers, though.
That's true. All right. Other things. We got to talk about baseball real quick. More like the mild card.
That's a good one, Frank.
Yeah. Frank
I saw that and
it was
laughed.
awesome. I retweeted it right away. Yes. He's absolutely right.
All sweeps.
All sweeps.
I was telling Max this earlier today. I'll say it for the whole audience to hear, but like, even though I'm a Nationals fan, they're a division rival, I really like the Phillies. They're so much fun to watch. Dude. And they're the baby Nats. They've got all our old players. We're like, we're the farm system for the Phillies. So very easy to root for. Awesome environment. It's fun to watch the Phillies in postseason baseball.
It's also just Schwarber. I'll root for Schwarber wherever he goes. Like, I fucking love that dude so goddamn much. He is the best. Like, him partying. Did you see the video of him? They were trying to get him to do a keg stand, and it was like Schwarber, it like hit in his head that he wasn't at an Indiana frat. And he's like, wait, I shouldn't do a keg stand. But he wanted to so badly. He's the absolute best. Yeah, and listen, toughest place to play. The bank is Hank. Hater Hank has been going crazy into saying, everyone stood up for a home run. Never see that anywhere else.
No, listen, I have no issue with Philadelphia fans. I love the passion. I do have an issue with our producer, Max, saying there's nowhere else like it in sports.
Professional sports, I said.
It doesn't matter.
Stand by it. I mean, I'm not the only one who's been saying it.
No, that's not like, again, the clip, it's a great clip. They're definitely the most passionate fans probably left in the current playoffs, but like it's not saying there's nowhere else like it in professional sports is just a lie. That's my gripe.
This is Hater Hank. Like it is like the talk of baseball right now is the Phillies crowd.
Yes,
it is electric.
It is electric. No, it's electric.
Hater Hank.
That's not Hater Hank. I'm just.
No. You're being Hater Hank.
Like that video of the crowd singing Bryson Stott's walk-up song as he walks to the plate, and then 5 seconds later hitting a grand slam is like one of the coolest sports videos of the year.
Yeah, for sure, of the year.
Like like everyone has a walk-up song. You never hear the entire team just like.
That's not true though. That's where it's like you're losing me.
Yeah.
Fans sing along to songs. That's not
yes. In Europe.
Yes.
In Europe.
No, I've been to Red Sox games where they do that.
Well, they do like the
Sweet Caroline.
Yeah, Sweet
which
Caroline.
Is a song that Neil Diamond wrote about a 13-year-old girl that
Max,
he was
what about your
attracted to.
what about your boy Shane Victorino? When he was on the Red Sox World Series team, everyone sung his song and he walked up. Like that's my point. I'm not trying to be Hater Hank. I'm just saying it's not like it happens.
Hater Hank.
Hater Hank. This is hate.
Hater Hank.
Let the hate out. You know what? I like Hater Hank.
No, we need a hater. And we do. He plays it well.
I mean, but I'm not the only one saying it.
Who else is saying
SVP?
What did he say?
Well, he had SVP his first question. I don't know if it was his first question. First question of the clip, and it was the only question of the clip. He asked, "What's different about Citizens Bank Park?" And Jeff Passan said, "It's an SEC football crowd in a baseball stadium."
Right in your face.
I'm not saying that. I'm just like.
Well, he didn't say which SEC
and
school.
I'm not
It could be a Vandy school. It could be a Vandy.
Like Cubs fans, if they were in the playoffs, they're just as passionate.
We definitely sang all those songs when they did the walk-ups.
Yankees division rivals.
Definitely not the Yankees.
If the Yankees are in the fucking playoffs, like those fans go nuts. Red Sox fans go nuts. Phillies fans go nuts.
Yeah, it costs like $5 to go to a Yankees game.
not if they're
in the playoffs.
Okay, but like, regardless,
it's Rocky in October if they make it.
Max just said
Cardinals
that
fans?
it costs $5 to go to a Yankees playoff game.
I didn't say playoff game. I said it costs $5 to go to a Yankees game.
Max,
even the A's do. The A's have like trombones and shit. They're not even like a real team anymore.
The A's.
The A's when
we're talking
when the A's are in the playoffs.
we're now talking about the. We can look at what just happened. We just saw. The Rays couldn't even get a quarter of the stadium filled. Like
we're not talking about the bad teams. We're talking about the good teams, and there's a lot of them.
You just said the A's.
Dude, when the A's are in the playoffs, it's nuts. Fact or fiction?
That's a fact.
Yeah, that is all I'm saying. Is like Max saying there's nowhere else like it sports. It's like
you know what?
I'm not the only one saying it though. Hey, like that is just like the talk. Let's get fucking Jared Carabas on here. That's the only thing he says. And he talks about the Red Sox, and he says that the Philly stadium is different.
It is a good environment. I think what we've discovered here is
it's great.
Postseason baseball crowds are just cool.
Yeah.
But the Phillies is the best.
Not the Rays.
Not the Rays.
I would actually say the Mariners probably is even better.
Fuck off! I need to turn my mic down.
I think the Orioles are going to give the Phillies a run for their money. Those fans are hungry.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Look out for Baltimore.
Orioles is going to be popping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anyone gets a video of them like singing along to a song.
So shout out to Dan Herron and the Diamondback.
Fucking cock.
Shout out to Dan Herron and the Diamondback. Shout out to the Twins. Go beat the Astros, please. I got the hiccups. Who else?
Go Twins. That's number one.
Oh, the Rangers.
And the
and the Dodgers.
Yeah. And the Rangers beat the Rays, and the Rays were pathetic. That was so pathetic. The crowd was so pathetic.
We need O's Phillies.
O's Phillies would be
that'd be great.
Awesome.
What's the highway that connects Philadelphia and Baltimore?
416.
No idea.
95? Probably 95.
Probably 95. Yeah, 95 connects everything.
Yeah. All right, so Max, last question. Are you worried about the Braves and Bloopy?
The Braves are really good. Obviously,
this is for everyone who wants to take some notes for some playoff baseball. Here's the official scouting report. The Braves are really good.
Braves are really good.
What's their home environment like?
Not as good as the Phillies.
Strider is scared to go to Philly.
Strider's definitely scared to go to Philly.
Just win one on the road.
Phillies have the best winning percentage at home and play at Citizens Bank Park in the MLB. That's just a fact. I just want to say
they've won more games at Citizens Bank Park than any other team this year.
No, their winning percentage at home in the playoffs is the best in the MLB. That's a fact.
Because it'd be 2-0.
No, of all time. Every playoff game at Citizens Bank Park, at least 20 games played. Phillies have the best home winning percentage.
Have you guys ever
in all
been
of
no hit
baseball.
there?
I'm saying a fact. All right.
I got so much. Well, so is Big Cat, and I got
Yeah.
so much shit for reminding you that on the last episode too. Like you got to take the good with the bad. It was awfully quiet at the bank that night.
Yeah, the bank wasn't able to do it that night.
The Phillies have the best home winning percentage in baseball since the bank is opened.
Really?
What was the question? I just wanted to. I just forgot that stat, and I didn't forget it, but I just needed to make sure that was said.
Okay.
Oh, the Braves. Yeah, Braves are really good, but they were really good last year, and we fucking spanked them last year. And I think that we're better this year than we were last year. I'm still worried about our starting pitching, but our bats, our lineup is just so fucking good. I mean, but so is theirs. I think Phillies Braves is the best. Phillies Braves will probably be the best series
Max
of.
just talking himself in
Phillies Braves will
circles.
probably be the best series of the entire playoffs.
Max,
Sucks it's
when
only
they
5
start to
games.
do the chop in Atlanta, you're gonna be like, oh,
I
this is a pretty
fucking
good
hate the
environment.
chop. No, the chop is such a piece of shit.
Oh, getting a little liberal over here. Think it's offensive?
Yup.
Okay, nice. Way to stand on it. Way to stand on it.
Bloopers is gonna be annoying. I'm not creative enough to go back at him, so I'm gonna have to.
Well, the thing about bloopers, you can't beat a mascot because he's a mascot. You just got to hope the Braves lose, and then you just dance on his grave.
Yeah.
What you
He's
have
also-
to do, Max, can I give you some advice?
Yep.
You got to lean heavy on Shane and his Photoshop game for this one. You got to have a bunch of really embarrassing blooper Photoshops because you don't want to get into a war of words with the mascot. They don't speak, so all their good thoughts just come out in tweet form. You have to have Shane whip up some seriously fucked up Photoshops, like blooper on Epstein's jet, that type of shit.
Has he said anything to you yet, Max?
Yeah. I said, give me blooper, and he said, I don't think you need me. You need a salad.
Yeah, he's gonna play dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my goal is to just say that he's little brother mascot. He just wants to be the Philly fanatic.
Yes, that's good.
So that should, if memes could start thinking of some memes about him being little brother.
maybe a little U small U. What is
Yeah.
it? Little U small.
Oh, PFT, did you see
I
the
forget
song?
that.
Yeah.
PFT, did you see the song?
Oh, also PFT.
No, I know I
We'll
haven't.
put it at the
I
out. We'll
thumbs
use it as the
down
outro.
PFT.
use that as the
That's
outro.
also
Should we
good.
use it?
Yeah,
Good
it's a
thing.
banger.
Good thing you
Shout out
weren't
Episu Brando.
here because there were a couple times where the Bears big boyed the Commanders.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I'm aware. I watched the game.
Yeah, I
Big
just
boy
wanted to
football.
say I didn't. It was big boy football a couple times.
Also, Jonathan Allen kind of big boyed Justin Fields at one time when he body slammed him. That was cool.
Oh, he got concussed.
Yeah.
Justin Fields got concussed. He got that was right on the top of his head.
How much
And
does
I'm-
Justin Fields weigh? Like 240 pounds?
It was like 230. Yeah,
Yeah.
Big boy,
Jonathan Allen's
strong
strong.
strong man.
He's so strong.
Okay. Anything else? We should kick it to ourselves. We got, like I said, must listen tag on Marlins Man's call in the middle of the picks and preview segment, and then an unbelievable interview with Sam Morril. So, let's kick it to ourselves. Okay, time for our weekend preview. It's time for the NFL weekend picks and preview segment brought to you by Uber Eats. We love Uber Eats, pardon my take. And when you're preparing for NFL Sunday, knowing you'll be watching all the action for 8 straight hours, not leaving your couch, you want to get delivery on Uber Eats, the place to get almost anything. Get groceries, alcohol, and everyday essentials in addition to the best local restaurants you love. You won't be able to get winning picks delivered from this show or Uber Eats. So in other words, get almost anything with Uber Eats. Order now. You can get almost anything you need with Uber Eats delivered to you. Don't have to get off your couch. You get nachos, ponchos, wings, deodorant. You unfortunately cannot get a lighthouse. You can't get a starting quarterback delivered by Uber Eats, but you can get almost anything. Get grocery, alcohol, and everyday essentials in addition to the restaurant food you love. So in other words, get almost anything with Uber Eats. Order now. Alcohol in select markets and 21 plus to order. Product availability may vary by region. See app for details. Okay, boys, week 5.
The bye weeks are here.
The bye weeks are here. We have finally, the NFL has given us an appropriate slate where we have a London game, 6 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock games, and then 4 afternoon games.
Yeah.
So it's perfect. We have every TV active. It's going to be great. Maybe not some of the best matchups, but the best matchup is Sunday night.
So it's crazy because at first glance, we're like, awesome, we have football all day, which kicks ass. But then also it's like kind of shitty once the London games start happening because you have no time to be a real human being at all on Sunday.
Correct.
You can't. So it's very important on Sundays to at least do one activity that makes you feel like you're not an asshole.
Go outside.
Walk outside, take the dog out one time, help out around the house, do a chore, do your taxes if you got the extension, Hank. But in this case, it's like you are just back to back to back to back football. You have no time to do anything, which
You have no time.
I love it. But also just let me pretend to be a human being for like, give me an hour and a half window.
Yeah, I take my kids to the diner every Sunday morning, and I last week we just it goes pretty quick, but I just had to watch some of the game on my phone. That's you got to make sacrifices a little bit.
You do, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So London game, first game, and then we'll get to the early slate. Jaguars at Bills, London game. Jaguars are. This is fucked up that the Bills lost the home game, huh?
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
But they do something different. I think they might get that home game back. There's some sort of scheduling quirk where they're like, well, if you miss out on this one, we'll give you something extra. I forget what it is.
Okay, all right. Well, either way, that is fucked up. Although I did see the mayor of Buffalo has put in. This is so Buffalo. Everyone, politics hot button these days, government hot button these days. The mayor of Buffalo was like, I've made sure that it is allowed for bars to serve beer at 8 a.m.
Okay, that's good.
So all bars are able to be open. That was like that. Buffalo might be the last place in the world where like politics actually work because they care about the important things. Like, can Bills fans get drunk for the London game?
They're serving the people up there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they know which side their bread's buttered on. It's
Right.
not like you're going to get votes if you shut down the bars.
Yes.
I'm excited to see Bills Mafia over in London.
Yes.
See how they're going to slam back like a bunch of 52-degree beers.
Do you think the Duval people have just stayed?
Probably. I'm sure that there are some people from Jacksonville that have just made probably moved to London.
That's my favorite thing about sports is the vacations around sports. You see it a lot with bowl games where college fan bases would be like, yeah, I'll go to Tampa, Florida for, 5 days around this bowl game. That's true sports fandom where it's like, yeah, I guess I do need a family vacation. Oh, well, let's just work it into my real life, my sports team.
That does kind of rock, though, that they get 2 games over there. So you can do an entire week.
Yeah.
Jacksonville fans would probably go out west, hang out with the Pikeys from Snatch.
Yep.
So go to some bare knuckle. That's basically Jacksonville.
Go to Birmingham, see Thomas Shelby.
Yeah, West England is very similar. It's just Jacksonville with fog.
Yes. So this game, I like the Bills in this game. I have to say this stat every single week because it is incredible. Every time it keeps growing. Josh Allen has 59 wins and 45 of them are by 7 points or more.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty fucking insane. Cam Robinson is gonna be back. He's eligible to be back. I don't know if he made the trip. I think that obviously will help the Jaguars offensive line a lot. And the only other note I had in this game, we talked about the Lunder. Jake hit his Lunder.
You told me to remind you to take the over in this game.
Tottenham overs 5-1. So when they play on that field, it's 5-1 to the over.
The Lover.
We
got the big Lover this week.
Jake's
Also,
going to take the Lunder. I know he is.
same.
I know he is.
Von Miller might be back too. So
Actually?
he might be. So my theory is that he's going to say like, I want to play, and that the Bills won't let him play. But he is eligible to play this week.
He's returned to limited practice.
Yeah, he says he wants to practice this week. So there's a chance. I put it at like 30% that he's going to play. But if he plays, he'll probably make an impact. He's really fucking good.
I just searched him. He said, I feel like riding a bike, an old bike.
Oh, well, he's over there?
No, while he's getting back into like playing shape.
Okay.
He feels like he's riding a bike, an old bike.
Oh, but he's like, it's riding a bike. Like once you learn to ride a bike, you never forget.
But it might be an old bike where like the chain keeps falling off.
The giant front wheel bikes.
Yeah.
That the Newsies
It's
drove
a
around.
little bit, the front wheel's a little bit flat, but you can't figure out where the hole is. So it's just slowly leaking air.
Yeah. I have a travel note on this game.
Okay.
Sean McDermott. So I love it when teams go overseas because they all think that they can figure out a way to outsmart Father Time and outsmart jet lag. And we've all been there when you're planning a trip over to Europe. You're like, okay, here's the plan. Here's how to do it. Sean McDermott's plan was that the Bills flew through the night on Wednesday night
Okay.
to get there. Or sorry, they're flying through the night tonight on Thursday night. So it'll be yesterday if you're listening to my words right now. So they went overnight, tried to get sleep on the plane. Then they're going to stay up all day on Friday, go to bed on Friday night at the regular time, even though it's going to be like 5 hours early. I did this exact move going over to Donnie's wedding.
I don't like this.
And as good of an idea as it sounds like on paper, you think you've got the diagram out there. You're looking at the hours that you're going to spend on a plane. You're thinking, oh, I'll get a full night's sleep, a solid 8 hours on the plane. My friend, you are not going to get 8 hours of sleep on a plane. And then they're going to try to stay up through it. I'm not confident with the Bills' sleep plan because speaking for myself, on Sunday when I was coming back from Donnie's wedding, I was very gassy.
Yeah.
So I think that that was about
Von
time.
Miller.
That was about time zones. Von Miller might be gassy. He likes to fart in meetings. So there are probably going to be some very, very stinky sidelines for the Bills.
If I were a coach of an NFL team and we had a London game, I would leave right after the game on Sunday.
Yeah, get there as early as possible.
Just be like, don't even go home. Pack your bags. Let's go right away.
Pack 2 suits.
Just deal with like the first, because like Monday, Tuesday will suck, but then you'll be normal and you'll feel good. That would be my plan every time.
My plan would be I would get a team of doctors with dubious ethics, and I'd have them just give everybody on the team an IV with anesthesia in it.
Yeah.
Just knock them, like medically put them into a coma for 9 hours on the flight and then wake them up when it's morning time over there. And then boom, your body thinks that it's morning.
I would go one further. I would knock them out. I would have everyone go home, have them go to bed, knock them out, go into bed, and then go and carry their bodies onto the plane.
Kidnap them.
Yeah, so that way you wake up and then you carry their bodies off the plane into a bed so they go to sleep in Buffalo and they wake up in their beds in London.
Yeah, and I would put like film or like the game plan in headphones that they'd have to listen to while they're in a coma. Mm-hmm. So they memorize the play calls, they memorize the strategy going into the game.
It's like reading on a book. It's like sleeping on a book.
Yeah. You
Same
get
thing.
smarter. It's osmosis.
Mm-hmm. Nerd nugget.
Yeah, this is the Josh Allen Bowl. So linebacker Josh Allen recorded his 200th tackle as a Jaguar last week. He's tied for first in the NFL with 6 sacks and holds the record for most sacks through 4 games in franchise history.
Are you a little under the weather, Jake?
I don't think so.
Have you been hanging out around dogs?
Allergies?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah, I gave Blake a treat yesterday.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Blake got you sick.
Are you? Yeah, because you sound like you're a little under the weather. Is it just because it's early?
Could
It is
be
early.
Yeah, I'm fine.
You sure?
Powering through, yeah.
Okay.
I'm fine.
I'm nervous about you. I don't want you to get sick.
Me either.
Okay.
But I'll be okay.
It is the Josh Allen Bowl, though.
Yeah.
That's always fun when Josh Allen sacks Josh Allen.
Hopefully it doesn't happen that often. I am rooting for the Bills. I'm probably going to bet the Bills in this game. Okay. Next game. Starting the noon slate. Not great games at noon, but I think we're going to have a fun witching hour. I'm predicting a fun witching hour. Ravens and Steelers is probably the best game on paper just because, I don't know if you heard this, PFT, but these two teams don't like each other.
You can throw out the record books when these teams get together.
That's a fact.
No love lost between the Ravens and the Steelers. We're going to hear all those from the announcers. It's going to be great. I love hearing it.
Yep.
I love hearing it every year, twice a year. I have a fun stat here. Did you know that Roquan Smith is not actually a Raven?
Oh, really?
He's not a Raven because he said last year, you're not a Raven until you beat the Steelers.
Oh.
And they asked him again about it. He's like, yeah, I would really like to be a Raven next week, so I'm not a Raven yet.
Okay, so this is Roquan Smith's chance to become a Raven.
Trying to earn his wings.
This game, this is one of those times where you have to like just pretend that you didn't watch the Steelers look horrible against the Texans. You pretend that you haven't seen the Steelers offense struggle all year and the Ravens have looked good. And just be like, this is just Ravens Steelers. This is Tomlin Harbaugh. Take the underdog no matter what. It sucks because is Kenny even? Jerry said Kenny was playing, but it might.
He told the media he's gonna be ready to go by Sunday.
So Jerry did have it first. He said he had it first on Monday. That Kenny is playing in this game.
He was going to say that no matter what.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was going to say that no matter what. The underdog over the last 20 years in this game is 28-12-3 against the spread, and Mike Tomlin versus John Harbaugh, the underdog is 22-5-3. It's just take the underdog every time.
Yeah, I love that.
That's all it is.
I love that. The points really don't matter. Being a favorite, it just serves to give bulletin board material to the other team because like both teams are amped up for this game regardless. And then when they know that they're an underdog, that team's got the edge now.
And it's such a Tomlin spot where like they came out flat. We all knew they were going to come out flat against the Texans. They're favorites after a big Sunday night win. Now they're back home. Underdogs against the Ravens have looked like shit. There's no real reason you would want to bet the Steelers in this game, except for the fact that Steelers-Ravens, you just have to.
We need to go back and look at Tomlin's record in games before they play the Ravens. If they look like dog shit more often than not, maybe Mike Tomlin is purposely tanking those games just to get amped up for Ravens Steelers.
Just to become an underdog, so he can be like, no one believes in us,
yeah,
guys.
just to beat your division rival.
I like that.
I wouldn't put it past old Mike on that one.
No, I wouldn't either.
I think that at this game, it's being played in Pittsburgh at Acrisure Stadium.
Acrisure, yeah.
For this game, it should always be Heinz Field.
Yeah.
It's Heinz Field for Ravens Steelers.
Yes.
Don't tell me it's Acrisure.
Yes. And it should also always be nighttime or late afternoon, and it should be like 40 degrees. And people should be getting hit, and you should be being like, ooh, that hurt.
Yeah.
Real bad.
There needs to be at least 2 ejections in this game.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have an idea for the Ravens. I don't know if it's possible to do. They signed Trey Swilling to their practice squad. You know Trey Swilling.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Trey Swilling.
Of course.
You probably remember him because he got into a fucking knockdown fight with George Pickens when Pickens was at Georgia. Swilling was at Georgia Tech. They hate each other. I mean, George Pickens probably hates everyone, but he especially hates Trey Swilling. They need to put Trey Swilling up on the game day roster just to get into a fight and get Pickens kicked out of the game.
I like that.
That's the strategy.
I like that. Just have him go after him.
Yeah.
Nerd nugget for this game.
First off, remember when these teams played on Wednesday afternoon?
Yes.
That was crazy.
That was crazy. That was wild.
Was that Thursday night football on
COVID?
a Wednesday afternoon?
I
love
love Sunday night football on a Wednesday.
Yeah, it might have been.
I love NBC.
I love that shit when it's like it's Thursday night football on Saturday night or however they mix up the days. It's the best.
Yeah. 18 of the last 30 games between these two teams have been decided by 3 or fewer points, including both last year. No division rivalry has more than 11 decided by a field goal or less.
Wow.
In the
Wow.
last 15 years.
Wow. Okay. Next up, Giants-Dolphins. Giants look like trash. Dolphins came back to earth. The big story here, though, is the Evan Neal controversy, the notes app that Evan Neal had to release. And I have to play some audio because Don LaGreca, who's a host in New York City, had one of the funniest, we pay your salaries rant of all time. So I'm going to play it for you. It is very, very funny. So here's Don LaGreca on Evan Neal. Evan Neal, he sets the table, but Evan Neal basically was like, all these fans, they're just, making hot dogs, flipping burgers. I don't care about them. Okay, here it is. Hold on.
Tackle Evan Neal looked up towards the stands, raised his arms, and gestured sarcastically. He said he did not flip off fans, but he did yell a clear message to them. They are booing us, so I said, boo louder, Neal told NJ Advanced Media on Wednesday. Why would a lion concern himself with the opinion of a sheep, he added. The person that's commenting on my performance, what does he do? Flip hot dogs and hamburgers somewhere? Are you kidding me? I'd cut his ass. I would. How dare you? These people pay your salary. They pay an obnoxious amount of money to park, an obnoxious amount of money for PSLs, to sit there and watch this pap, and you call them hamburger flippers? What, you're so much better? I'd rather have a guy that's flipping hamburgers block than your piece of garbage ass. Who the hell are you to talk to fans like that? You piece of garbage. I hate when players do that. You're not above us. What, because you happen to play a sport? You're better than me? You're better than the people that pay your salary? These Giant fans were here before you, and they'll be here after your sorry ass is cut. What a piece of human trash. And I don't want to hear some apology. I don't want to hear, I was taken out of context. I don't want to hear, done. I would cut his fat ass. If you see him in the Mall of Willowbrook, boo his ass. If you see him on the DMV, boo him. Don't stop booing him. If he goes to the Pro Bowl, boo him. If he wins a Super Bowl, boo his sorry ass. Screw that guy. We're not nobody. Flipping, but how do you condescend to people that pay to watch you play? Poorly, I might add. Right tackle.
It's so good. If you see him on the DMV, boo his ass.
Oh, that's so
If you
good.
see him at the Willowbrook Mall, boo his ass.
I would cut his garbage ass.
His fat ass.
His fat ass.
Where do you get off just because you play a sport?
You're not better than anybody.
So good.
I also love that you could also make the argument that that the Giants pay Don LaGreca's salary because
that's true.
like where most of his listenership comes from.
Yeah, and also the Giants being bad. Like Evan Neal is great for Don LaGreca's job.
Exactly.
Bad players are great for him.
Yeah, it's like as much as we joke around and make fun of Taylor Swift, like at the end of the day, she's giving us stuff to talk about.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
It keeps the world going. It's the Deion Sanders when it's like, but love him or hate him, but he gets the people going. But yeah, that was such an all-time. He was so upset and so like offended, which I agree with him. Like you can't when players are like, oh, they don't have a right to boo or no, we have a right to boo.
Yeah.
We can boo. What do you mean we can't boo?
Yeah, you can boo.
We boo.
That's half the reason why we go to games sometimes.
Yeah, we boo.
You have to be able to exercise your right, your First Amendment right, to let guys know that you're paying money to watch them be a fat ass.
Yeah, it'd be like having a dog and never letting your dog go to the park or run around. Like fans have to boo.
Yeah.
We need to be able to boo. Otherwise, that energy gets pent up and you see fights in the
Well,
stands.
sometimes instead of booing, what you can do is you can give them a standing ovation.
That's true.
And amp them up and get the boys
Sarcastic
going.
one. Yeah.
And sarcastically
'Cause that's a mental
make them
game.
turn the season around.
Yeah.
That's what they should do for Evan Neal.
Yes.
Take a page out of Philly's book.
Yes, but yeah, the all-time rant. Evan Neal then released the Notes app apology, which there's just never been a good Notes app apology ever. You can't. It just doesn't work.
Oh, I like this one because it was in dark mode.
Yeah, it was in dark mode.
Which
and-
I
yeah.
enjoyed. It was a nice change of pace.
Yeah, but so that's going up. The Giants look terrible. I love the over in this game just because I don't know if the Giants have played really good defenses, by the way. So they've played Dallas, they played the Cardinals, they played the 49ers, and then obviously the Seahawks aren't a great defense, but the Seahawks were able to do whatever they wanted with them. The Dolphins are a little bit of a step down in defense, and then the Dolphins offense, I think, is a bounce back game. I think this is where Mike McDaniel's like, fuck everyone who said that I like, that we can't win these big games, even though this isn't a big game. I think it's a bounce back game for the Dolphins.
So McDaniel said it's a get right game.
Yeah.
He said get right or you're going to get learned a lesson, which it's not really him saying it's a get right game outright, but it's in his mind.
Yeah.
That, like this is an opportunity for the Dolphins to get a little bit of their confidence back, which is why I like the Giants a lot in this game. Anytime if a team stinks in a primetime game in front of a national audience and they stunk, like the Giants, you know what Evan Neal should have done? He should have booed the fans back.
Yeah.
You can do that. You can get into a boo off.
Yeah.
Instead of going to the hamburgers and hot dogs line and insulting somebody and being like, you're beneath me, your job doesn't mean anything, which I'm sure Evan Neal, like look at his body type. He probably has paid a lot of salaries for hot dog and hamburger flippers.
Fat
over
ass.
the course of his life. Yeah. He could be like, no, I pay your salary because I eat so much of your fast food.
Yeah.
But the
Human
appropriate
garbage.
The appropriate response is just to boo back. Just get into a boo off with each other.
Yes.
Everyone can boo and it's fine.
Yeah, let's just say, everyone will feel better if you just get a nice boo against each other.
But as much ass as the Giants looked like on Monday night, that's exactly when you have to bet on a team. It stinks. You have to just hold your nose, and you have to bet on a team like that.
What's the weather in Miami? Because this is also we're still in that early part of the season where they put the opposing team in the sun, and then you get the oxygen mask and the
86 and scattered showers.
Okay. And you get the random reports during the game, like this guy's out with a cramp, this guy's battling dehydration.
I also
usually
love
some cool, fun story about how the coach made everyone like eat a banana before and drink salt in their water to try to keep the dehydration.
They've got pickle juice on the sidelines. I love the battling giant thermometers too. It's like a piano bar in Miami when they have these like really hot games, where they'll show the giant thermometer on one sideline and then the giant thermometer on the other sideline.
Right.
And be like, it's so much cooler over here.
Yes. Okay. So, Nerd Nugget.
Giants have faced the Dolphins just 10 times, their fewest games against any opponent in existence at the 1970 merger. They're 7-3 against them and 4-1 on the road.
That's a fun stat.
That's a fun Nerd Nugget.
Yeah, because Giants, Dolphins, there's another game this weekend. I think the Texans and the Falcons. I don't recall those teams ever playing each other.
It was like in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. One of the Bengals and Rams ever played each other before that.
Yeah.
Never.
It's the
Bengals and Giants too.
Seahawks Jaguars. They
Never
don't
happened.
play.
Yeah,
They don't play. They do not play.
I know
They
that
do not play.
Like technically speaking, they have to play every 4 years, but they actually don't.
Yeah, like,
no one pays attention.
Have the
to that.
Cardinals ever played the Jets?
No,
I don't think they have ever played.
no.
Yeah.
There's
another
some
one
fun
similar
games.
later.
Yeah. You can throw out there. You're like, no, those. I don't think those teams have ever played.
Texans, Seahawks, Texans, 49ers have never played.
Yeah. The D'Amico Bowl. Okay, so next game, Hank, Saints, Patriots, Matthew Judon and Christian Gonzalez out. Very difficult for the Patriots defense. Those are probably the two best defenders on the Patriots. Did you see, Hank, before we get into the Raiders side of it, the Saints side of it, did you see that we got a report from AWL named Matthew who went to the Neponset River?
No, I didn't see this.
Okay,
we have
Why is Jake smiling like that?
we have an extreme report from this guy.
An extreme report. He went with
I
his
can
friend.
just tell from Jake's face this is propaganda.
Jake
just gave it away.
Hank, wait.
Jake's little shit-eating grin.
They did the most serious investigative journalism that I've ever seen. They got into the river. They got into the creeks.
They literally got in the water.
They went to the top of the lighthouse, took pictures. We have overhead maps detailing the line of sight. Look at that, Hank.
So they went in from the actual river. You cannot see the lighthouse. They were then able to find a stream, a runoff stream, which is probably not a federally funded body of water.
It's not.
If it's connected, then it is.
No, it's not.
You guys don't understand water.
They were able to see it from the runoff stream, but it's not visible from water behind in the actual Neponset River. And then they went up to the lighthouse and were able to look at everything. It's a pretty good report.
You can't see shit. Well, actually,
Why wasn't I included? Why
put this
you're
out.
acting like, oh, we saw this? You're looking at your fucking email.
Oh, why weren't we included in the report that you put together?
And also,
you were.
Hank,
I presented it.
Oh no, you weren't on this email.
yeah.
Okay. The definitive mouth of the river is the Neponset Reservoir. Hank mentioned this as part of the headwaters system of the river. Unfortunately for Hank, the center of the lake is 1.2 miles from the lighthouse. What's more, the lighthouse is obstructed by the stadium itself and surrounding shopping complex and a mile of foliage and neighborhoods. The lighthouse would have to be a skyscraper to be visible from here. The same applies to all the bodies of water south of Gillette Stadium. And yes, we checked all of them. Man Pond, the Cranberry Bog, behind Bass Pro Shops, and various points along the stream and stuff. These guys did some of the best investigative research we've ever seen.
PFT?
Well, I'd say that this guy is standing in the parking lot in a stream that's in the parking lot, which is not the Neponset
Would you reply
River.
to him?
I asked if I could use his name.
Huh.
Yeah. We didn't ask him to send this. He sent this to us on his own. Really good job by him. Like I'm very impressed with the links that they went to.
Here's another part. North of the stadium, however, allows for somebody to actually see the lighthouse from outside the complex, depending on your vantage point. We found the furthest indicator of a wide river, not just a stream, on Google Maps. At its very thinnest is behind the parking lot of Curry Leaf Indian Restaurant along Route 1. The water itself here is accessible after some bushwhacking, so they probably had to really find the water. We managed to get into the water and look southwest towards the stadium. Unfortunately for Hank, the stadium is completely obstructed by the foliage between here and the lighthouse. If there was no foliage, it is still unlikely the structure would be visible. We felt safe crossing the section of the river off the list. It should be noted we had full intentions to drop a kayak onto those bodies of water, but heaving a kayak over a chain link fence into the water that was waist deep water at its deepest proved to be more trouble than it would have been worth. Simply put, there's not a navigable bodies of water by any kind of boat, the exception being the reservoir. It's all marsh and swamp.
Yes.
But the reservoir, you can't see the lighthouse.
You can't see the lighthouse from
They
the reservoir.
literally went into the reservoir.
Hank, look at this, okay? So this is the water right here behind Curry Leaf, all right? So this is where it would be considered potentially navigable, where you could have maybe a canoe or a kayak. Lighthouse not visible from water behind Curry Leaf, and there he is in the water. He's up to his waist in water. You can clearly see, and he's pointing at the lack of a lighthouse. So I would say, Hank, that this is pretty ironclad, conclusive evidence that your fucked up lighthouse sucks dick.
That's not true. It's good evidence. Those kids did a good job.
Yeah.
Good
Really
reporting.
good job.
Did you update your phone background? I saw they
These kids. So shout out Matt
gave
and his
wallpaper.
friend Dan.
Yeah.
Matt and Dan did the research that we needed, the real research.
That's
Boots
one
on the
report.
ground.
No,
Boots
everyone's
in the
allowed
water.
to present evidence.
Yeah, correct.
You know, that's one report, but it's obviously a little bit biased.
So we need another. Why is it biased?
This is just facts.
They're AWLs.
Why would they
root for all
send
of
you
us.
two that they're clearly Big Cat and PFT sheep? Again,
No,
they did a good
Jake's on
job.
there as well.
Okay, yeah, I mean, whatever. Like,
What do you mean, whatever?
they
there's
clearly
no
went into
discovery.
this
You're
with
not-
the bias.
you're
If
not
they wanted
entitled
to
to see
present
this.
a unbiased review, they would have sent it to all of us. The fact they sent it to you two makes me think that they went into it with one solution in mind, and that was to make you guys happy so you would talk about them on your podcast. I'm going to have to do my own independent, again, they did a good job, but
Find some more renderings.
I think it's one of those things like similar to like the Trevor Bauer thing. Like maybe they're just purposely,
Oh, okay.
they're purposely leaving out evidence.
So are you Trevor Bauer in this case?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Just want to make sure. Got it.
They are purposely leaving out evidence that they had in order to make the story sound better.
I don't know what other evidence they could have.
Evidence of the lighthouse from one of those fucking cranberry bogs.
Also, I would also like to point out that the Neponset Reservoir is different from the Neponset River.
That's true.
And that is a key difference, Hank, because the Neponset Reservoir is what's closest to the lighthouse, and you still can't see it from the reservoir. But your whole point was that you could potentially. That's not the river. That's not the Neponset River, and you know that. So you misled the court.
No, that was a mistake that I realized after the fact that I was hoping no one's going to bring up.
Yeah, so you did mislead the court.
So thank you to Matt and Dan. Great work. Your check is in the mail.
And also, shout out to the Patriots for trying to get in on the clout associated with the lighthouse by saying, "Here's a nice lock screen if anybody wants to put this fake lighthouse as their." Do you have it?
Not yet.
Oh, so you don't even
don't
recognize
even
it.
like it.
You even tweeted that you all set. Like you were like, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
You don't.
You're not.
You don't even. You know it's a thing.
Hank, you're not about that light.
Yeah, you have a real thing that's a marine, thing.
Yeah,
Marine thing.
Marine thing. All respect to actual marine stuff.
Marine things and stuff.
I love whales.
Heretofore. Yeah. Okay, this game. Hank, must win?
Sure.
Okay, I have a fun fact for Daniel Jones. Mac Jones. Mac Jones is 10-20-1 against the spread versus everyone except Zach Wilson. He's 5-0 against the spread against Zach Wilson.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. He's just eating off Zach Wilson. I also did a little deep dive last night. We don't give Dennis Allen enough credit for being one of the worst coaches of all time.
Oh, I do all the time.
Yeah, he is. I went through it. He is the 7th worst coach of all time in the Super Bowl era. So Hugh Jackson was 11-44. Steve Spagnuolo was 11-41. Gus Bradley was 14-48 with the Jaguars. Dave Shula was 19-52 with the Bengals in the 90s. Pretty cool that Don Shula had like 2 fail sons. That's a good hit.
Yeah, the Bowdens too.
Yeah, the Bowdens. Pat Shurmur, I completely memory hold that Pat Shurmur coached both for the Giants and the Browns. He was 19-46. And then Dave McGinnis in 2000 coached for the Cardinals for 3 years at 17-40. Dennis Allen is also 17-40. So he's the 6th worst coach of all time. We need to put more respect on Dennis Allen's name.
And it's not that he's just bad. He's boring.
Yeah.
Like what he did with the Raiders. Okay, it's the Raiders. Shit happens. With the Saints, you had a fun team, a fun offense at least. Say what you want about Sean Payton. He would roll the dice. The Saints were always great to watch on TV. He's made the Saints boring. He's made the Saints unwatchable, which I hate because I love New Orleans. I like the Dome used to be a great place to watch a football game. Now it's like you see the Saints in a matchup and you're like, oh, gross.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch this.
Right. So Dennis Allen, let's put some more respect on this guy's name for being a terrible, terrible head coach.
Yeah. I've got an interesting note on this game. So I love the maps that they put out on like Wednesday where they show the TV coverage and who gets what game.
Yeah, 506.
Across the country, the 506. And usually every week there's like one map that they show where it's like, why is this city tuning into this game? Why are we forcing this game on that city? The Patriots and the Saints, it's really going to be Ravens Steelers for almost all the country except for New England and then NFC South towns. But Fresno, California is being
where Shrek's from.
They're forcing this game on Fresno, California. I want to know why Fresno, all the AWOs in Fresno, I'm sorry that you have to watch this game, but why?
Derek Carr.
That makes sense.
Fresno State.
That makes sense.
That has to be why.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, that would make sense.
It has to be why.
Yeah, so okay, mystery solved.
Yep.
I was going
Look at that. We solve mysteries on this show. We actually solved 2 here because of the lighthouse.
Don't the Patriots have a quarterback that went to Fresno too, right?
Who's their backups? No, Bailey Zappi went to Western Kentucky.
No, there's
Malik.
The other
Malik
guy
went to Louisville.
No, the other guy.
The other guy?
Yeah, the guy that got PEDs.
Are you
Will
talking?
Greer?
No, Will Greer went to Florida. Are you talking about? I think you're talking. He's on. I think he's on the Rams. I know who you're talking about. He was really, really good. He was really, really good. Jake Haener. Jake Haener's who you're talking about.
Is he not on the Patriots?
I think Jake Haener. I think he actually might be on the. He might be on the Saints. He's on the Saints.
He is on the Saints.
So there we go. Double Fresno State.
Double Fresno State game. There you go. You get Haener and you get Derek Carr.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Mystery solved.
Okay. Nerd nugget for this game.
Patriots rookie punter Bryce Behringer is leading the NFL with 11 punts inside the 20. He's on pace to finish the year with 47 inside the 20. That would be the second in NFL history.
That's
Wow.
depressing.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Good
Good job,
punters. That's a sign of a good
I mean, if our
foundation.
fucking stats a punting stat, that's just
It's
depressing.
You're a terrible franchise when you go out there and all you have to do is support your punter. If you're like hypothetically wearing your punter's uniform right now on a podcast.
So, Hank,
because you're so amped up for something.
You're so down. You're so down.
I'm wearing a
Hank.
Tressway jersey
Yes.
as we speak.
Hank, you're so down that you're like you can't even get up for this game.
No.
You go 2-3, season back on.
Is it? Would it be? We have no defense. Our defense is done.
Well,
that's
it's
true.
not just your defense. It's neither one of these teams has scored 20 points this year.
Yeah, Derek Carr looks so bad. Looks so bad.
The over-under is 40.5 when neither
Give
team
me Jameis for
has scored
Zappy, and I
20.
would be all the way
Yes,
up.
I agree with you.
I would be locked in, excited, ready to go.
What about this,
Mac
Hank?
Jones versus Derek Carr.
How about Malik Willis versus Jake Haener? I'd watch that game.
Yeah,
Turn around the franchise. You got J.C. Jackson back.
Huge.
we did.
Massive.
Huge.
Massive. It's like that.
How did the Chargers let him go?
It's the the videos that always go viral where it's Coldplay Fix You and it's all sad. That's the start of the season. And then it gets happy. Lights will guide you home. It's just a close up of J.C. Jackson.
Yeah.
You
it's
got
like,
this.
Go get paid somewhere else, and then you'll suck, get cut, and we'll take you back.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a pretty good system. By the way, Marlins Man's about to board his flight, so we're going to call him real quick and just get he feels like he's being unjustly criticized by Barstool Sports. Marlins Man.
How you doing?
What's up? So you're on PMT right now. We wanted to give you a chance to defend yourself. There was a blog written by one of our colleagues that called you a fraud, and you texted me and Hank and said, I defended Barstool back in 2016/17 when all we would talk about was Hample, Gorilla, suck my dick. And you basically saved us in that time frame. So we wanted to give you a platform to defend yourself.
Absolutely. Fire away.
Okay, so why are you mad?
Okay. So I basically felt you guys were going to be, and I thought you would be specifically the Howard Stern of sports. When I first met you guys, I loved what you were doing. I felt you were swimming upstream. Everybody's telling you you're doing it the wrong way. You don't conform. And you were doing what you felt you wanted to do the right way. And sure enough, everybody turned around and started following you. And I remember when I went around the country, I was always getting abused. Why would those guys? They're racist and they're bigots. They're only white guys saying Saturday is for the boys. They hate girls. They demean girls. They talk about sucking dicks, blah, blah, blah. And I said, no, you don't understand. They're visionary. They're great. You're going to see. ESPN once told me we don't write about fans. We don't want to write about you. There was a bunch of crap where I went to every single Sunday night game.
Yep.
The whole year. They didn't even mention me.
Yep.
And you guys are about the fans.
Yes. Facts.
Hold on. Somebody wants a selfie. Hold on. Go ahead.
Oh, someone's going to take a selfie.
I got you. Play up. There you go.
Nice.
Thanks, player.
There you go. There you go.
Tony Plus and Marlins Man.
See you later.
We just got a shout out right there.
Did we just get a shout out? Did the guy say he was listening to Pardon My Take?
Yes.
Oh, love it. That's the Marlins Man effect.
So what I did was, since I thought we might be by video, I'm an idiot right now. I put on my Marlins jersey and visor at the airport, and everybody's been swamping.
Oh, no. Now people can recognize you?
You don't want the attention.
No, I don't like attention at all, right?
Right. All right. So Marlins Man, the Jordy who blogged it, he wrote the blog. We're a big company. I don't stand with what he's saying, but he has a right to voice his opinion. I don't think you're a fraud.
Let me teach you a rule, which you guys didn't follow. The rule is, before you publish an article, you always contact the other guy for his opinion. And normally they say no comment or something. He didn't even call me or ask me why. He
That's
just
true.
wrote,
Bad journalism.
"You're a fraud,
That's
and
true.
You're afraid of going to Philadelphia and you're a pussy." Well, he might want to know, I've gone to Philadelphia every year, and you've seen me there for
Yeah.
the Army-Navy game, and I'm the guest.
Have you ever seen anything like it?
Wait, he's a guest of honor.
And I love Philadelphia. So he doesn't even know that. But that's okay, because obviously now I knew it wasn't you, and he's younger. I'm not so pissed. He needs to be spanked. Is PFT there too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
PFT's
Hey,
here.
hey, Marlins Man, how's it going?
A little bit. You know why I like PFT? He asked me
Mom?
a question I've asked everybody. Does PFT remember the first question he ever asked me?
I don't.
We were on the phone about Zach Campbell.
Was it, will you suck my dick?
No.
Oh.
We'll get to that in a minute. It was, who's the most famous person in your phone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought about it, and I said, that's a great question. God damn it.
My mom.
Good question.
And he said, I love that guy. I didn't like him before. I love that
Yeah.
guy. My mom's the right answer.
That's always.
I'm going to ask PFT right now.
So you like PFT because of the question he asked you that you liked your answer.
That's right.
Got it. Okay, got it. Got it.
Exactly. You got
Yeah,
it. Here's
I'm
my
following.
question now. PFT and you have interviewed some of the most famous people in sports. I love it. I listen to your show all the time. I'm going to ask PFT right now. Who is the most famous person in your phone?
Tiffany Gomez.
Tiffany Gomez.
Your mom.
Your mom.
My mom.
Come on.
I missed it.
By the way, speaking of your mom, after your mom went to the Mets game with the Nationals game with me, everywhere I went in the country, people asked me, "Did your mom suck your? Does mom suck your dick?"
Marlins Man.
No. And I said, all I have to say about his mom is this. Ready? She's
What?
super nice. She's hot for her age, and they're real. That's all I have to say about her.
What is going on, Marlins Man?
Marlins Man.
Marlins Man. You need to chill, Marlins Man.
No, mommy did not suck my dick.
Will you stop saying that? It's her birthday, Marlins Man.
It's her birthday. All right, so Marlins Man. So we're good. Like, we don't think you're a fraud. We understand you thought.
I understand that now.
Okay.
I realize that.
Okay.
The funny thing about it is, if you know the sports, and you guys know sports better than anybody,
Yeah.
nobody knew where the fuck the Marlins were going to play till Sunday night.
That's true.
In fact, they almost had to play the 4-out game, which I was going to. I have season tickets to the Mets now in the second row. I was going to New York for the 4 outs on Monday, and I said, I can't wait. I already had plans. It looked like the Marlins were going to be in Milwaukee. By the way, if you know statistics, there was only a 12% chance the Marlins went to anywhere but Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Okay? In order for that to happen, the Diamondbacks had to choke and lose 4 in a row, and the Marlins had to win 3 out of 4. 7 games had to go that way. That's a 12% chance, 12 and a half. So I figured, okay, I invited people. I invited the M&M guy. I'm sitting at the front row, Amy with her fake tits. I got the whole thing lined up. I got 3 baseball celebrities. You got me, front row Amy, the M&M guy, and I tried to get the pink hat guy from Chicago to go.
Yep.
And Big Hat, you know who I'm talking about.
Yes, I do.
Right?
Yes.
So I thought we're going to have the 4 celebrities of baseball in the same place. And here was the big surprise. Huge surprise for you.
What?
I thought you might be going last night.
I know.
Okay, and you're a big sports fan. I know you couldn't make it, and I like you guys a lot. And I'm like, why would he do that? I just invited him to the game, and now he just basically says I'm a pussy and a fraud and all that other shit.
No, that wasn't
That wasn't us, though. That wasn't us.
You told me that, and that's when I changed. Well, here's what my surprise was for you.
What?
What is the biggest thing in sports right now?
Marlins Man?
Taylor Swift.
Oh, Taylor Swift.
No, Taylor Swift going to the NFL games, right?
Yeah.
What if I can make something bigger than that and you were in the middle of it?
What?
Yeah, okay, go on.
What was the biggest sports in the story in the NBA the last 3 months?
James Harden.
Damian Lillard.
Correct. And what's the second biggest story? Whether Giannis is going to re-up in Milwaukee.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So what if Giannis is on one side of you and Lillard is on the other side of you? And then next to them is me, front row Amy, and the M&M guy.
I didn't know this was a possibility.
Yes.
Damn it.
Instead, when they just couldn't go because they weren't sure about security and stuff, instead I brought with me some of the Bucks employees. And the guy sitting next to me in the blue is a great guy, and he's very skilled and he's competent. He's the lawyer for the Bucks.
Oh.
Okay. And they wanted to make sure, and they did, those were safe seats. Because what they didn't want to do was distract in the game and have all the fans come down. Because here's Big Cat, the celebrity from, Barstool. And here's Marlins Man. And here's the M&M guy. And here's Giannis and Lillard. And what I wanted to tell them was, in seat 1, which is where I was going to put you, is right next to the camera well. The fans can't come down and bother the guys. And there's 7 seats to the right. So, as it turned out, it wasn't enough time. If there had been a game tonight,
we would have done it.
It was. I was going to tell you, you need to. And the guys with George owns Windy City Limo in Chicago. So he was going to ride for you to be taken in a limo from Chicago up there on Windy City Limo. And he was going to take you in a Windy City Limo, which is the team for the Bears, and he does the buses for the Cubs. he was going to have you go up there and you were going to sit and blow up the internet. And the NBA and MLB and the Bucks and the Brewers would get all this, and Barstool would get all this free publicity. They would go, Taylor who?
Damn it.
Yeah,
You're
that would've been
right.
so much bigger.
Fuck. All right. Well, I'm sorry we couldn't make it. Yeah. Well, we still love you, Marlins man. So don't worry. It's a big company. Jordy has a right to an opinion. We don't think you're a pussy or a fraud. We think you're a friend.
Here's what I want to do. What city does Jordy live in?
Philly.
Perfect. If I go to Philly, I'm going to bring him to the game with me.
Okay.
I'm going to make that motherfucker take all the pictures.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes. That's worse. That's like hell. Yeah.
That's right. He's going to take about 1,000 pictures and be say, "Oh, this is disgusting. Wait a minute." Okay. He's going to be. Some of the people have called me a douchebag and a scumbag. I'm going to take pictures to become my biggest fans.
I love it.
See what happens.
I love it. All right. Well, Marlins man, have a safe flight. We'll talk to you soon.
I have a question. Marlins man, how are your cats doing?
PFT, tell your mom you miss her. I can't wait to see her and watch her.
I don't know if that's
all right.
going to happen
PFT
anymore.
PFT asked how your cats are doing.
Oh, wait. I think instead of taking Mia Khalifa with me to the Capitol games, I'll take his mom.
Okay. All right. How are you? All right. You know what, Marlins man? We'll just talk to you later. All right. We love you.
Wait, one last thing. Is Hank there?
Yeah. Hank's right next to me.
Hank, how's Rita doing? I haven't seen her in a while.
Oh, God.
All right, goodbye, guys.
All right. See you, Marlins man. Holy shit! What a call.
He just roasted the shit out of us. What was that?
That was torched earth. I think he played that perfectly. He's more of a genius than we realize because he's like, no, I'm not mad at you guys. You guys didn't say I'm a pussy and fraud, and then just was like, boom, right across the room.
Dude, that was a slaughter.
That was awesome. I like how he's like, yeah, all these people, we would walk around the country, and they were like, yeah, they're racist, and they hate women, and suck my dick.
Saturday's different though. It's Saturday for the boys, so that means they hate women.
Yeah.
Suck my dick, gorilla.
Oh man, Marlins! I don't know how we go on from that. That was all-time, maybe the greatest call in Pardon My Take history.
I need to collect my thoughts right now.
Whew. Nerd Nugget Jake for Patriots.
I
He did it, yeah.
Patriots punter.
Okay, yeah, do it again just to cleanse us.
Patriots rookie punter Bryce Behringer is leading the NFL with 11 punts inside the 20. He's on pace to finish with 47 inside the 20. That would be the second in NFL history.
Okay. Whew. We good, boys?
That was,
Yeah.
that was
I think I'm
crazy.
good.
you're like,
Well, it was all good stuff. He said that he didn't hook up with my mom.
Yeah,
so that's good.
you're like looking at your body, being like, no, I think, and then you look down, you're like, oh wait, I have a gaping
I've never
wound
met
in
him
my
either,
side.
and he has my number. He texts me too.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
how that happened.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm very glad that he doesn't have mine.
yeah. I like having. He texts me all kinds.
Actually, I
of stuff.
take that back.
Yeah.
Like we DM and stuff, but
Yeah, he sends me all his stuff.
our relationship is now officially icy. Me and Marlins man.
Yeah, that was.
It's icy.
That was something. All right, Hall of Fame call.
Yes. Yeah.
Hall of Fame
Listen.
call.
Content is content. That was good.
He has to bring Jordy now, because if he brings Jordy and like that is the worst punishment you could give a man is like you have to take thousands of pictures.
I don't want to jump into the whole discussion about journalism, what Jordy did or didn't do, because I don't know if he tried to reach out to Marlins man, but I think that Marlins man should have been contacted. For comment.
I agree. You have to hit him up
Before you
comment.
publish that. It's journalism 101.
It's 101 exactly. Okay, next up, Panthers at Lions. I had this stat from the Action Network. They said last time the Lions were over a 7-point favorite was December 31st, 2017 versus the Packers and Brett Hundley. That's how long it's been since they've been over a 7-point favorite. They're like a 9.5 favorite against the Panthers. And Jared Goff, just a reminder, is the most profitable quarterback in all of football since he came into the NFL. Here's another one. Most profitable Lions quarterbacks against the spread the last 20 years. Jared Goff, number one.
Mm-hmm. I got number 2, easy.
Yeah.
Actually, this guy might be better than Jared Goff. Teddy Bridgewater.
Nope.
Teddy Bridgewater against the spread has been
But not on the Lions.
right, but in his career,
Yeah, but this
I'm
Lions
surprised-
quarterback.
I know, but I'm surprised because the first thing you said was he's the most profitable quarterback.
Oh yeah, no, it is
More
Jared
so than
Goff.
Teddy.
Yeah.
All right, that's
So
shocking.
most profitable Lions quarterbacks, so again in the last 20 years, Jared Goff's number one because he's most profitable in all the NFL. Who's number 2 and 3? Last 20 years.
I mean, I want to say
Stafford not
Stafford,
on
but
there?
it's not him.
It's not Stafford.
John Kitna,
No.
Joey Harrington.
Joey Harrington's number 3.
Okay.
Number 2, Dan Orlovsky, 6-1. How does he not? I'd have that in my byline. 6-1 against the spread.
It's pretty good.
That's all anyone cares about. Like if you're like, oh, Dan Orlovsky, you weren't a good quarterback. No, 6-1 against the spread's an incredible quarterback.
Was he on the 0-16 team?
I don't remember. He might have been. That was Kitna, and yeah, it might have been.
I wonder how they were against the spread.
0-16
because that's all I really care about.
Against the spread. The 0-16 Lions. Rod Marinelli, what a team that was. I'm looking right now versus the line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they were probably 7-9 against the spread.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good. That's pretty damn good. That team was not good, but against the spread. Yeah, Orlovsky played 7 games that year. So that was probably where he went in 6-1.
Yeah.
He was on fire. They should have started Dan Orlovsky. Should have built around Dan Orlovsky.
Didn't get a fair shake.
That
safety was smart to take. It swung field position.
Yeah.
That's why they covered.
Are the Panthers one of the more bummer teams to watch?
They're definitely a bummer team. I actually think they look better with Andy Dalton at quarterback. They're more exciting to watch with him back there.
Yeah.
Like Bryce, he hasn't caught up to the speed of the NFL yet.
There's a report that the Panthers they're looking for a wide receiver. They don't have a first-round pick. Obviously, it's the Bears pick. And I like DJ Moore a lot, but what if the Bears trade DJ Moore back to the Panthers for the next 2 first-round picks?
Kind of like your own J.C. Jackson?
Yeah, we just get all the first-round picks in the Panthers. I don't want to part with DJ Moore, but if you're Ryan Poles, you got to at least make that call.
Yeah, I mean, Adam Thielen's not bad, right? He's had a good season so far.
Yeah, but they need,
I don't know I don't think that they're like a wide receiver away.
No, I think it's more they need a wide receiver for Bryce Young's growth, which I understand that.
Yeah.
Because you want your rookie quarterback to have someone to throw to.
Yeah.
But the Lions, this is actually a really good litmus test for the Lions. And if they're for real, like you have to beat the Panthers soundly.
Yeah, it might be a trap game.
Yeah, right. Like the Lions have all the publicity. They're really, really good. But these are the type of games, if you are destined for a deep playoff run, you squash the Panthers and don't make it a game.
The good news is they're getting Jameson Williams back.
Yes.
So the NFL said our bad on that whole gambling policy thing. They revised it, and part of the revision was they gave like amnesty and let people who were suspended under the old terms back.
Oh, nice.
So Jameson Williams is back earlier than expected, even though I think they've just been like in preseason they were just running him ragged on the like during practice. They were just putting all the workload on him since they knew that he wasn't going to play for a few weeks.
Yep.
I think the Lions offense is about to explode. I think we're on explode watch.
Ooh, I like that.
We're about to see an explosion.
I like that.
We're gonna see. I'm gonna call a 45 burger.
Oh, I like it a lot.
I'm taking it.
Panthers defense isn't terrible, but I like that.
Yeah,
maybe some turnovers.
I think they're for real.
Okay, Jake, Nerd Nugget.
Through 4 games, the Lions' run defense has given up the fewest rushing yards, 243 in the NFL. It's the fewest rushing yards allowed by them since at least 1945.
Ooh, okay. Next up, Titans Colts. Jonathan Taylor. Taylor watch. He's back. 21 days to practice has opened up on Monday, I believe. I think so. We're taping this early because PFT and Jake and Memes are going to DC for the Bears Commanders game. I think he's speaking to the media today, so we'll find out a little bit more about where his head's at. But everything that Shane Steichen has said feels like Jonathan Taylor. I feel like Jonathan Taylor sat out and was like, let me see how this team is. Obviously set out for the contract. But now that it's 2-2, they look feisty. They look frisky. Yeah, why not? Let's play.
They put him on the PUP list just to buy themselves some time.
Yeah.
It's like maybe in a month things will cool down. You'll have some time to think about it. You watch football. You'll see your guys out there maybe winning a couple games, and then you'll miss playing, so you'll want to come back. I don't know when he's going to actually get back on the field, but I do know that it has been 1,052 days on Sunday since the Colts have beaten the Titans.
Whoa.
Which is so long.
So long.
That's so long. It's been over 1,000 days since they've won that game. So I think even though the Titans stink on the road this year, I think I got to go with the Titans because Derrick Henry looked like Derrick Henry last week. Where, like when it cuts to red zone and a team's on their own 25 and you're like, wait, why are they showing this game? There were some like no context Derrick Henry touchdown runs.
Yes.
Last week, 75 yards, boom.
Yeah, this is my witching hour chaos game.
Yeah.
No matter what happens in this game, I think we'll be watching it in the witching hour being like, oh my God, it's flipping back and forth. Maybe a live bet game. Jake, Nerd Nugget.
Anthony Richardson leads the league in explosive play rates, which is a run of 12-plus yards or a pass of 20-plus yards. He's averaging 6 yards a carry, and there's 4 explosive runs and 4 rushing touchdowns. Remember, he's missed time, too. So the fact that he leads the league with explosive plays and he's missed time, pretty sick.
He's so fun.
Hank,
So
how pumped would you be if Anthony Richardson was your quarterback right now?
So pumped.
It would be incredible.
I mean, I have him offensive rookie of the year. That's the only,
CJ Stroud might have a word with that.
Yeah.
Let's go to that.
Still
game.
time. There's still time.
Also, I love how the NFL.
What'd you say, Max?
Puka Nacua.
Oh yeah, Puka Nacua. Yeah,
I love how there's explosive plays and actual stat.
Yeah.
Such a
Oh
cool
yeah.
Name.
Oh yeah. There's havoc plays. There's all that stuff. They have a staff for everything. All right, Texans Falcons to finish off the early games.
Real quick, we did give away the Colts season tickets for this week, right?
Yes. Congratulations to Jordan and Alyssa.
What do we have them do?
They had video evidence that they attended Jim Irsay's kickoff concert
yes.
and have videos of him singing "Lawyers, Guns, and Money" on
Oh
stage.
hell yes.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Okay. And then we gave it to 4 people, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they each got a +1.
Oh, okay, nice. Texans and Falcons. Desmond Ridder. We've talked about this before, but he is undefeated at home in the NFL and college football, 30-0, and he stinks.
Yeah. And we're officially on CJ Stroud interception watch.
So
do you think he thinks about that?
That was the nerd nugget.
Every time that he drops back to throw a pass, I would be nervous if I had a streak going that long.
it's like Jared Goff's streak, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I would be thinking about that every time. Like, don't throw a pick, don't throw a pick, don't throw a pick. How many passes?
So
did he
he's the second QB in NFL history to not throw a pick in his first 4 starts, minimum of 30 attempts. Gardner Minshew, 2019.
Here's a stat too. Who are the 3 quarterbacks, starting quarterbacks who have not thrown an interception this year? Obviously, CJ Stroud's number 1.
Yeah.
Kind of surprising when I saw this.
Stafford?
Nope. It is Brock Purdy.
Josh Dobbs.
Oh, yeah.
And Josh Dobbs.
Yeah, Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy, Josh Dobbs, CJ Stroud, the 3 quarterbacks who have not thrown an interception.
We talked about Christian McCaffrey MVP watch.
Yeah.
Should we be talking about Brock Purdy MVP watch?
Top 10 quarterback.
If you look at his stats
People
right now,
are saying he's a top 10 quarterback.
Brock Purdy has MVP level stats right now.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. It's been in, I've seen it talked about in the sports world. Brock Purdy top 10.
Yep.
Okay. That was your nerd nugget? All right, great. So let's move on to the afternoon games. Eagles at Rams. Max,
Big Cat.
are you worried?
Yeah. I mean, Rams are a good team, decent team. If Cooper Kupp comes back, that makes me a little bit more worried, considering our secondary hasn't been the best this year. But I still think the Eagles are better, and they'll probably win a close one, and everyone will say that they suck because they win close games.
I've launched a nuclear missile. I did this yesterday on the Rams
Good.
season. No, not this weekend.
Just listen.
Not this
Okay.
weekend, Max.
You're listening.
You were so triggered right now. Look
I'm
how
not triggered.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not
Look
triggered.
how pre-triggered. Just be happy with
Use
your
your
Phillies,
listening,
Max.
please.
I am happy with my Phillies.
You should be. I've launched a nuclear missile on the Rams season win total. It's over 7.5 right now.
I like it.
I love it. Look at their
They have
schedule.
2?
Look at their schedule. They've got 2 wins already.
We've got 2 wins already.
They play a lot of winnable games for the remainder of the year. It was -114. It's my biggest bet of the season so far. I reserve a right to make a bigger bet later, but I saw it and I love it. I love it so much that it probably
3
sucks.
home games in a row: Eagles, Cardinals, and Steelers. Then they go on the road to the Cowboys and the Packers. But yeah, they have the Cardinals twice, Commanders, Giants, Saints. Yeah, I like this, PFT.
Yeah.
I like this for you. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, feel free to join.
Yeah, I
Feel
might
free
have
to
to
ride.
join. I might have to join.
Do you think Mike Trout's going to be at this game?
Yeah.
I think
for
he
sure.
probably will be.
It's
Well, he might be at the bank.
Or
He might be at
he might be at the bank.
That'd be so funny if Mike Trout was going to the bank and just screaming his head off for the fightins.
I thought there was a chance he was going to throw out the first pitch
That'd
of game 1.
That would be so funny.
It would have been all time.
Have him ring the bell.
How bad do you think Mike Trout, like when he watches the Phillies games, like, fuck, I wish I was on the Phillies?
I actually think that when is he a free agent again?
Like
Never.
2040.
Yeah.
He'll probably try to do he'll do a 1-day contract to retire as a Philly.
Philly, yeah. He's got to be like, oh man, I wish I was in Philadelphia right now.
There was a story that when Roy Halladay got traded to the Phillies or signed by the Phillies,
Yes.
he called his dad and was like, "We got Doc. And his dad was like, "Oh, the Angels got Doc," and he was like, "No, the Phillies."
Mike, you play on the Angels. All right, nerd nugget for this game.
DeAndre Swift has produced the second most rushing yards in the NFL with 364 behind Christian McCaffrey at 364 rushing yards, and the most by an Eagle through 4 games since LaShawn McCoy in 2013.
And they pay him what, like $3 million? Pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good deal for the Eagles.
Pretty good. Okay. Next up, Bengals at Cardinals. Joe Burrow has called this a must-win.
It's a must-win.
It's a must-win. It's officially a must-win.
I don't see a way that they lose.
They can't lose.
They can't lose.
Well, no, they
can.
They can lose.
But
they just must win.
They must win. Yeah,
they must.
That's
win.
important. The Cardinals are wearing their all-black uniforms for the first time ever.
Ooh.
So it might be a must-win for Arizona too.
Yeah,
you might have a battle of must-wins.
I think this is. If the Bengals lose this game, their season's over, right?
I would say. Well, I don't want to go all Ryan Clark because Ryan Clark was like, yeah, the Giants, they're done as a team after Monday Night Football. It's still very early in the season.
It is.
You chose a pinky team?
Yeah, it's the Vikings.
Yeah.
The Bengals have the 49ers and the Bills coming up in late October, early November. So I feel like
it's a must-win. Joe's right.
It's a must-win.
He knows
they
ball.
have to win this game.
Apparently, he's feeling healthier than he has all season, so that's good for Joe.
That's relative.
It's relative. Yeah,
he's still very injured.
We'll see if the Bengals can score more than 3 points on the road. And I did not know this about Josh Dobbs. Call me a Josh Dobbs casual, but I did a little bit of background research into him this week. Did you know he was an aerospace engineer at the University of Tennessee?
Yeah, they made the shirts.
Yeah,
the Pastronaut.
Yeah,
was, Caleb made those shirts. It was awesome.
He's an aerospace engineer. When he was with the Jaguars, he did an internship at NASA.
Love it.
He's a fucking rocket scientist.
Yeah.
And at NASA, he worked with the experimental groups like the trash to gas group, where he was taking trash that you accumulate in a spacecraft and converting it to gas power that you can use to power your spacecraft.
This is just eating
he was
every
turning,
Sunday.
He was turning
trash to gas.
He was turning trash into gas.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't describe the mission that he's on right now with the Arizona Cardinals, I don't know what does.
It's the facts.
Like he is around trash. And he's giving them gas.
Yes.
And he's giving them energy.
Yes.
I think it's very. I had no idea that Josh Dobbs was a nerd.
Yeah, the all-time nickname, the Pastronaut.
Yeah.
It was great. We made sick. He was in a NASA headgear. We made the whole shirts. It was cool.
So I'm a casual, but a casual no more.
The casual no more.
I'm a Dobbs fan.
You respect his mind.
I do.
Yes. Nerd Nugget?
Yeah, we talked about this earlier, but Josh Dobbs' 123 consecutive pass attempts without a pick this year are the most in franchise history to start a season.
Wow. Kyler Murray getting a little worried.
Yeah.
All right, next up, Jets at Broncos. Broncos are wearing their snow-capped white helmets that rock.
Yeah, they are good.
They look so sick. I have a question for you, PFT, and we're obviously taping this early in the morning before the Bears and the Commanders play, and I know that the Bears will make any team look good, but is there a chance that Russell Wilson, he's looked better, but he has not played a good defense? I was thinking about this. Played the Raiders. Played the Commanders.
Commanders' defense isn't bad.
I mean, they've given up 30 points in 3 straight games.
Yeah, on the points factor they are.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more that goes into defense than just how many points you love.
But it still is like, I don't think the Commanders can be considered a good
No, they're not.
defense
They're
right
not.
now.
I'm joking. Yes.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
ultimate judge is how many points you give up.
Yeah,
defense.
yes.
And that's, we are very bad at that.
Again, you probably like look good against the Bears. So this is going to be, everyone's like, wait, what are you talking about? The Commanders held the Bears to 10 points. But
no,
so
I think the Bears are going to win outright.
Shock the world.
I'm
Shock
afraid.
the world. So he played the Raiders, bad defense. Commanders, bad defense. He played the Dolphins, bad defense. And then last week they played the Bears, the worst defense.
Mm-hmm.
So is there a chance that we see bad Russ here against the Jets defense?
We might.
It's like one of those things I realized, like, wait, I in my head, I'm like, Russ has played pretty well this year. It's not really his fault. It's the Broncos defense. And then I had a little like bolt of electricity, like, oh, have they not played anyone good on defense?
Yeah, they might run into a buzzsaw this week because the Jets are going to be pissed off.
Yeah.
The Jets, we got a coach matchup here. Hackett versus Payton. Revenge game for Sean Payton's previous comments where he was like, that was the worst job coaching I've ever seen. The Jets are in a position where they need a reason to get like fired up to defend their offense's honor every single week.
Right.
So if it's somebody that's like calling Zach Wilson trash or like an opposing player like Willie Gay pretending not to laugh when he's talking about Zach Wilson, that gives them a reason now to go out there and defend their offense's honor. Zach Wilson also played pretty good last week.
He did.
But this is a real easy one for the Jets to be like, here is literally what he said about your coach 2 months ago.
Right.
In an article to a reporter. I think the defense for the Jets is going to be fired up. I think it's going to be Russ turning back into like that Thursday night football Russ that we saw last year.
Yep.
I think it's going to be an ugly Russ game.
This also is, it feels like whoever loses game, their season is officially over.
Yeah.
Because 1-3 to 2-3, 1-4 and 2-3 is it feels like the biggest difference.
Yeah.
In terms of how your season's going. And the Jets have the Eagles next, and then I think they have a couple winnable games. So this is salvage time.
Did you hear the interview with Unk and Marshawn Lynch talking about Russell Wilson?
Yes.
Marshawn Lynch did a very good job of trying not to say anything mean about Russ, but then Shannon Sharp kept like goading him on and be like, no, tell me more about that. Tell me more about that. And it sounds like Russell Wilson's like the worst teammate ever.
So Marshawn Lynch told the story, which is very funny. After the interception, he went back to the sideline, and Russell Wilson was like, we'll get him next time. And Marshawn Lynch was like, what the fuck are you talking about next time, dude? The Super Bowl's over. And then Marshawn Lynch said that he took off his helmet and went right into Pete Carroll's face and just laughed in his face and went to the locker room.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a pretty good story.
And so after a game where Russ didn't play that well, Marshawn Lynch had 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. He wanted to call Russ to be like, hey, man, I know that you're bummed out, like you're supposed to light this team up. I know that things didn't go the way that you wanted them to go today. But just so you know, there will be days where I'm not playing well that you're going to pick me up. He wanted to tell Russ that. He didn't have Russ's number, so he had to call their director of PR to give him Russ's number. And instead, Russ tried calling him from a blocked number.
Ooh.
So that Marshawn couldn't even get his number from the call from Russell Wilson.
Ooh.
It seems like Russ is just a bad hang.
Yeah, he's not
overall,
a good hang.
Overall bad. He had some good years in Seattle on the field. I would say Russell Wilson probably the worst hang of any player in the NFL.
Russell Wilson, I would not want to hang out with him other than maybe like at a Gary Vee convention. Then he'd probably be a pretty good hang.
Well, that would sound like the worst time ever.
Right, but he would fit in well there.
He would fit in very well.
Right.
Yeah.
Gary Con. No, it's VCon, I think.
I don't know what it is.
Okay. So next up. Oh, Nerd Nugget.
Since week 16 of last year, the Jets have not allowed a second half touchdown. 7 straight games.
Whoa,
tied for the longest of any team since 2000.
That is fun.
That's a good Nerd Nugget.
Is there any concern knowing that Russell Wilson likes to high step all over Jets, though? It's kind of his thing that he does. Maybe bet on
7
Russ.
straight games.
Yeah.
Okay. Chiefs at Vikings. I'm saying this is a get-right game for Patrick Mahomes. This is a perfect Patrick Mahomes didn't play well on Sunday night, didn't throw for 200 yards. Zach Wilson outplayed him. People do their annual early October, late September, what's wrong with the Chiefs?
Mm-hmm.
We're getting into that zone right now. The Vikings defense is trash. They don't really pressure the quarterback. This is a Mahomes 4-touchdown game.
We forget every year, too. We do.
Yeah.
We write the Chiefs off in October every year. Oh, they're not the same. The offense stinks. And then we're like, later on in the year, oh, yeah, remind me next year not to write the Chiefs off in early October.
It's just we get bored.
Yeah, we do.
We get bored.
So, fun fact, the Vikings, they're the only team in the NFL that Patrick Mahomes has never beaten.
Ooh.
And that's because they're the only team in the NFL that Patrick Mahomes has never played against.
Oh.
So last time the Chiefs played against the Vikings, it was Matt Moore.
Got it.
I think it was Matt Moore. Either that or him. It was a backup.
Yeah.
One of the backups played that game. But yeah, Patrick Mahomes has never started against the Vikings, and they're the only team that he's never beaten.
So we don't know if he's good yet.
We don't know if Patrick Mahomes is good yet.
Did you see Kirk Cousins went to the Twins game?
Yeah, bought his own tickets.
I love Kirk.
Using Game Time.
I like him now. It's hard. It's really hard.
Of course.
It's hard not to like.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins is awesome using Game Time.
Using
Plug
Game
God.
Time, yeah.
Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if Kirk listened to this podcast just to get the Game Time code to save $20 off his ticket.
Shout out Kirk. Yeah. It's I do like Kirk now. It was very wholesome. He just went to the game with his family, catch a ball game. He said he didn't want to ask for any favors because he didn't want to make it a big deal. It's very cool.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins, awesome person.
Also, here's a stat for you. After Mahomes throws for fewer than 200 yards in a game, the Chiefs are 10-1 and he's 9-2 against the spread.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the get right game is coming.
We'll talk about Taylor Swift just real quick in the context of this game.
Careful.
I will. I'll be very careful. The mayor of Minneapolis. If you thought that the NFL was simping for Taylor Swift, like changing their bios, changing their headers on social media, making everything about Taylor. First of all, people are mad that Taylor Swift is on the NFL stuff. The NFL sold out the NFL for Taylor Swift.
Correct.
In terms of the simping. They're straight up saying yeah, Taylor, you're bigger. if you think that's simping, the Minneapolis mayor is the king of Taylor Swift simps. He changed the name of Minneapolis, Minnesota to it was Swiftiapolis.
Oh no.
When she was in town. And now he's begging her to come back for this game.
Oh no.
Like, it's honestly embarrassing. If I was in Minnesota, just know that your mayor will sell you out in a heartbeat for one night with Taylor Swift inside his city.
Yeah. That's weird.
Swiftiapolis.
Swiftiapolis.
Very weird.
There was a thought throughout this whole week. What if I just bought a ticket to Taylor Swift's next concert in Argentina and went?
I mean, that'd be fun.
Yeah. Should I do it?
Eat some steak.
There's actually nothing that you couldn't pay me to do that. Not the Taylor Swift concert, the Argentina part.
Oh, Argentina would rock.
Don't clip that. Okay. Cowboys, but a long plane ride during
This is
football
also,
season. There's 50 days straight of football.
Yeah.
Can't do that. Yeah.
Not only is this Mahomes' first game against the Vikings, but the Chiefs are becoming the 32nd NFL team to play at US Bank Stadium. They've never played there.
Oh.
And Mahomes has beaten,
Bless you.
Max. Mahomes has played the other 30 NFL teams and has defeated all but one, the Colts and the Vikings.
I thought that he defeated the Colts too.
I see 0-2 against Colts.
Oh, well then maybe I was wrong with my stat.
Oh, yeah, because he did lose last year against the Colts.
Yeah.
And Matt Ryan, one of the weirdest games of the year. Okay. Fact check that. We'll go to the last game. Cowboys at Niners. Best game. So excited for this game. This is a game.
Regular season.
Oh, okay. So he has beaten the Colts.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. This is a game that I'm very curious to see the Cowboys. It's actually for both these teams because the 49ers are 4-0, have wasted everyone. You could make the argument they haven't played anyone great, although the Rams are scrappy. The Cowboys' red zone offense is the big bugaboo in Dallas right now. How do we fix the red zone offense? They are third to last in red zone offense. They have had 85 red zone trips and only scored 7 touchdowns out of that. They even, like in a game that they killed the Patriots, they were still struggling in the red zone. And you got it. Guess what, PFT?
What?
You can't beat the Niners with field goals.
You can't.
You can't beat the Niners.
Not
with
when you
field
got
goals.
Brock Purdy under center.
No,
he'll make you pay.
No.
If you're kicking for 3, Brock Purdy puts 7 on you. Brock Purdy's actually the number 1 quarterback in the entire NFL in yards per attempt. So it's not like he's checking down all the time.
Yeah,
like he's throwing the football. It's also a Trey Lance revenge game. So a lot of talk about Trey Lance and whether he's going to be able to give away the 49ers playbook to the Cowboys. I don't even think they gave Trey Lance the real playbook. I think they gave him like the third string playbook. It's like, hey, you have to know what you have to know.
You mean the Niners did?
The Niners gave the Cowboys.
The Niners gave Trey Lance the third string, or you think the Cowboys did?
No,
do you think he'll be able to be a spy for the Cowboys? Or do you think the Niners also gave him the third string?
No, I think that it's probably a case of like both sides playing him as their double agent.
Right.
Where the Niners didn't give him the real plays when he was in San Francisco, and the Cowboys haven't given him the real plays in Dallas.
Right.
And so each side is getting misinformation from each other, and Trey Lance thinks that he's like a super spy right now.
Yes. Yeah, he's like going to park benches and looking underneath for drops.
Yeah, but both sides are like, this guy's an idiot.
Yeah. I'm so excited for this game. This game is going to fucking rock.
Would you say it's a measuring stick game for the Cowboys?
Yeah, I think it's a measuring stick game for both.
Okay.
Because I think the Cowboys, if they win, they are now very much have to be taken for real as a Super Bowl caliber team, like a Super Bowl winning caliber team. They're already probably a NFC championship caliber team, but this would be a measuring stick for them in that respect. And then if the Niners beat the Cowboys like they've been beating everyone else, they might be just as we might have to go into 17-0 stretch.
So yeah, we need to prepare ourselves mentally just in case the Cowboys win. Hank's Cowboys.
Yep.
We have to pre-spin zone ourselves into why Dak still sucks.
Yes.
Because I'm not going to say that he's good. I don't think I'll ever say that Dak Prescott is good. He could throw for 7 touchdowns in the Super Bowl. I'd be like, still sucks. You remember all those interceptions in 2022?
Yes.
But we gotta figure out a way to have that on deck in case they lose, so that we can still be like, Dak sucks.
Yes.
Maybe Trey Lance gave him the plays.
Trey Lance gave him the plays.
Trey Lance
exactly what happened.
Gave the Cowboys all the plays.
That's exactly what happened.
Okay.
You're absolutely right. Okay. should we do our picks? Oh yeah, Nerd Nugget.
This is actually a cool one.
Is it? All of them are
Okay.
cool. Jake, don't diminish
Well,
this.
So I looked up when I saw it.
the
I was
Colts
like, whoa.
Chiefs one you were incorrect about.
Well, I just left out some information.
Mm-hmm.
49ers wide receiver Brandon Ayuk has 17 catches this season. All of those have resulted in either a first down or a touchdown.
Wow,
I like
that
that.
is very cool,
Moving the
Jake.
chains.
Very cool, Jake.
Yeah.
Very cool. Let's do our picks. I had a terrible week last week. Give us the standings, and then we'll go around and do our picks.
Yes. So for the warm-up portion, I'm 5-3. Max is 4-4. Memes is 3-5. So one game separating everyone. And then the main event, Big Cat 4-2-2, Hank 4-3-1, PFT 4-4. So all tight.
Jake's sick. Like
Yeah.
he's sick.
No, you
you
sound
can hear
very
it, right?
nasally.
Like he is sick.
Don't let them
I don't
sick
know if
shame you.
I don't know.
We're
if
not
it's you-
sick shaming him.
Wait,
He's
don't let
just
them
sick.
sick
You
shame
should sound sick too,
Yeah,
Max.
Max,
sick
you've
for
been
4
sick
months.
for fucking ever.
I was just jumping on your defense there, Jake.
You're a sick.
No,
freak.
ever since you said it, it might be in my head, but I'm like,
No, it's nasally.
You
It's-
made Jake sick.
I might have made Jake sick. I might have, but I was also maybe I'm actually a hero
Yeah,
because
you're
I
a hero.
pointed out. What if it's something way more dangerous than a cold?
or allergies.
What if I just what if
AIDS.
Jake's like, oh, Big Cat said I was sick, went to the doctor, caught the tumor before everyone else.
Stop.
Well,
He tried
you
to do
can't
that to
rule
me.
it out.
Big Magic Jason. What do you ever do? You got AIDS.
I'm just saying I look out for my boys.
No, Big Cat wants that to be a thing, so that you could be like,
no,
oh, well, shout out me
Max,
if it weren't
no,
for me.
Max, I told your mother that I would go to the doctor with you because I don't think you asked the right questions.
I
also don't think you went to the doctor. I think you
I
went
did go
to
to the
I
doctor.
think you went to a veterinarian. I really do.
Okay.
I think you got dog pills like Kramer.
The pills aren't doing much.
Yeah, exactly. And you're eating them in bologna, little bologna pieces.
No.
It's
So you
peanut
taking
butter.
them?
It's peanut butter.
Yeah.
Every day,
It's
Meme
fine.
says sit Max, and he throws a pill in your mouth. Okay,
So they're
picks.
all tight, all the standings. And then Pancakes, Hank continues to dominate. He has the top 2 guys in the league.
There we go, Hank.
24 for Hank, Big Cat and Max with 15, Memes with 10, me with 7, PFT with 5.
Okay. And also, just as an update, we, I think, have secured
was
the
that
base.
Just PFT losing
what's that
everything
laugh,
and-
Hank?
and-
Close. We're at the
and-
finish line. Don't.
We're at the finish line for the
Yeah.
dingers only punishment, which would be PFT playing against a college team. I'm
I'm
actually
gonna
going to
throw
catch
6 outs, right?
Yeah.
It's only 2
6 outs.
2 innings. I've been working on my junk. I got a sweeper now.
Yeah,
I got
nice.
a nasty sweeper.
And then the Mount Rushmore punishment, as soon as the new office opens, we will do that. I think we have a date, so it'll be a Thursday.
I completely forgotten about the fact that you have to do isolation chamber.
Isolation chamber for 24 hours.
It's awesome.
I forgot about that too.
yeah, you're basically going to be in solitary confinement. It's psychological.
Yeah, I mean
torture.
that is
I just want
this is
everyone
a
to
joke of a whatever.
Well, like, can we play? I mean, we're just going to play a lot of rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
good.
great.
We have whatever you want to do.
But I just want to give everyone updates so that was that a threat? Did you threaten us with rock paper?
No, I was
scissors, shoot?
I was about to ask. I was like, can we have cards or like can we play games? You're gonna be like, no.
No, we're gonna add something every hour.
Like we're going to toss something in the room.
Right.
It's like in prison when they bring
No,
you
they're
your
gonna-
meal. We'll have a cutout hole in the door. We'll put it in there.
They're gonna make us fight for stuff.
Yeah, you guys are
Yeah.
gonna do like stink bombs.
It's gonna be like,
Oh, you know what we should do?
why did you say
We should
that?
do stink bombs.
Fucking
Good
idiot.
idea,
Stink
Hank.
bombs for sure.
Good idea.
We also should just toss in a DVD player, and the only DVD on it is the Patriots Eagles Super Bowl.
Which one?
one.
Oh,
Mystery.
true. It could be mystery.
Yeah.
A mystery Super Bowl.
We should also just play pornography, and so they have to watch porn together in the room together.
Yeah, you perverts.
You have to. It's like sickos.
Yeah. All right. Who's up
You
first
guys
for
are
the picks?
fucking weirdos.
Yo,
You're a weirdo. You're our producer. You can stop any of this.
You've enabled us, Hank.
What?
Do you
You've
still have
enabled
the
us over
bonk
the
list
years.
going?
Yeah, but it's gotten weird.
I can't wait till the bonk list comes out, 2023
I
version.
don't think Hank's done it. I think he's let the bonk list slide.
Jake was supposed to double check.
Yeah, but you guys haven't said to add anything in a while.
Oh, yeah, I haven't said
That's
anything
not
this
true.
week that
Yeah.
was bonkable. Right, Jake.
You usually say put it on the list.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's up first?
I think I'm leading off.
Okay.
Max, you let off last week.
Last thing I had, well, I said Lauren Boebert, 922 Big Cat says he would watch Tyreek Hill in a porno.
Facts. Did you see Cam Newton came out
I
and
think
said
you're
that
just
he's got
gonna-
a small dick? That was crazy.
Big Cat said
you
Jackie's
see that?
ass was out and she has a donk on the day of JFK's assassination.
She does.
Fact.
She's got fucking cake. She was caked up for her.
PFT
for her
says
husband's
Mrs. Met is
funeral.
hot and he knock it out the park. Yeah, I mean, this
course.
is.
Yeah,
I guess
so
I'm
we got it.
slacking.
All right,
So I
so,
guess
yeah,
we're running with
we're
Hank
good.
at the end of the year.
Every time Hank reads the bunk list to us, I'm reminded of how correct we are with our horny.
Yeah.
PFT wants to see Ricky Fowler stick his throat down Allison Stoke after the Ryder Cup.
Stick his throat.
That's what I have said.
I think
All right,
that's a
well,
typo.
don't do the whole bunk list right now.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's alive and well.
Okay, all right, good. All right, go ahead, Jake.
All right, Lunder, Jaguars, Bills under 48.5. Blind. Have to stick to the brand.
Boo.
No reasoning behind it.
Boo.
Except the name.
All right, I'm going to go under Saints Patriots, under 40.5 points. Like I said, neither team has scored 20 points this season. There are 2 of the 3 teams that haven't reached 20 yet, so I'm going to stay on that.
Okay.
I'm going to go Buffalo Bills -5.5 against the Jags.
Okay, I will
The
take.
Wills.
I will start with my over. I'm going to take Giants Dolphins over 48.5. Bounce back game for both offenses.
Hank, was that? Did you say the Lils like the London Bills? Was that
Yeah.
what you just did
The
right there?
Lils, I like that.
I like. Yeah, it's good.
That's really
That's
good.
very clever.
I'm going to take Chiefs Vikings over 52.5.
I like it. I like it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Did anyone take Steelers?
No.
No.
Okay, I will take the Steelers and
+4 against the Ravens.
+4 against the
Those
Ravens.
two teams don't like each other, man.
Those two teams don't like each other. Throw out the record books. And memes took my over. Did anyone take Bills Jags over?
No.
I'll take
Right
that.
against
The
the
Lover.
under.
You got the
Oh,
Lover.
Head
and
to
the
head,
Wonder.
this is huge.
I'm going to take Packers -1.
Okay.
Against the Raiders
I was
Monday
thinking
night.
about that as well. I'll take the Jets +1.5 on
At
Russell Wilson
Denver.
never playing good defense.
I will take just for the sake of fun, Cowboys 49ers over 44.5.
Thank you for the fun.
You're welcome.
So, do I do the Jaguars? Because I'm thinking about the time zones, and I'm thinking about how the Bills are approaching this game. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to be square. I'm going to respect the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs road favorites -4.
4.5.
4.5.
4.5. Shit.
Oof. PFT, that hook's going to bite you in the ass. We know Patrick Mahomes doesn't care about the spread.
I don't care.
And I will close out with recurring guest D'Amico Ryans and the Texans +2 at the Falcons.
All right.
It sounded like you said Miko.
That's what his friends call him.
Yeah, they do
D'Amico.
call him that. D'Amico. Okay, good picks, boys. I like those picks. So we're all kind of not terrible.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Last year we were so bad.
Yeah, it's good if we can just, a little bit of a ball knowing, be not terrible. NFL's hard. It's hard to win in this
53%
league.
as a group.
It's hard to win in this league. Okay,
That's profitable, right? Right on the edge.
fantasy fuckboy time. And then we'll get to our great interview with Sam Morril.
What's up, you fucking
Hey, what's up?
water pieces of shit?
What'd you call us?
Water ice.
Said.
My name is
Say.
fucking Rocky Rigatone.
Hey,
Rocky Rigatoni.
My stardom is the bank.
The bank.
The bang.
You
I'm
ain't
at
never
the-
seen a fucking atmosphere like this place.
I'm
it's
at the
fucking
bank.
out of this
You're
world.
not allowed to say this one.
electric.
This is bullshit from you.
I'm at the bank.
It's Rocky Rigatone.
I don't
so
accept
can
this.
say whatever
I don't
the
accept
fuck
this
I
one
want.
from
Shut
you.
the fuck up.
Said.
My sit-em is Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth.
Yeah,
Oh,
bums.
yeah.
Bums.
Fuck all those country club kids who talk shit about me. That's what Brooks said when people were talking shit about him signing with the Live. I don't know why Justin Thomas and Spieth got singled out, but fuck them.
I saw Max Homa wear the Smash GC hat the other day. You see that?
Yeah, I would smash him. Knock him out the park.
Oh, you gonna fuck Max Homa?
I never know.
What are you, a homosexual?
Oh, you never know. And my sleeper, Triple Renegade.
Triple
Renegade.
Yeah, the Steelers want to win. They did double Renegade a couple weeks ago.
They
Got them
actually
to
didn't
win.
do double
This week they're
Renegade.
gonna do Triple Renegade.
That was the TV production truck that played Renegade.
Well, I heard it on
sounded
the
like-
number one sports podcast,
Then
so
it
it
must
must have
be
been
a
true.
fact.
There's a lot of things you heard on this show.
It was that cute guy with the long hair.
Okay.
Wait, dickheads.
Hey, what's up, you fuck?
It's a fuck you.
Hey, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck
Fuck
your
you.
mother.
Fuck you. Calm,
Max.
calm down, Marlins Man. Hey.
No, he never did that.
Never
He
would.
did that.
Never would. What's up, dickheads? It's me, Commander Biden. I'm back in the news. I'm a dog. I bit way more people than they reported. Turns out they did a good job keeping it under wraps, but they kicked me out, so I got no home. I'm my stardom is Hunter Biden, because I ate a bunch of his crack, and that's what made me go insane. I'm sitting because I'm a good boy. I know how to sit. They taught me that trick, so I'm sitting. And then my sleeper this week. My sleeper is the Jaguars. I'm taking the Jaguars as a sleeper pretty good because I don't trust the jet lag that they're doing. Sean McDermott, he takes cat naps. I'm a dog. I need longer naps than that.
You didn't even pick him in the picks, you fucking coward.
No, this is Commander Biden. You're talking about that pussy PFT. Go commies. I'm a commander and a commie. Both.
What's up, you fucks? It's Frankie Fettuccine.
Hey,
my stardom is Jets. Sometimes you like to go to a game and watch the Jets play. That way that Google pushes down all the stories about your Jets emissions.
It's good to know that.
It's good. I'm not talking about anyone specifically, but
Epstein.
if you ever have a chance to go to a game and everyone's giving you shit for your Jets emissions, make sure at the Jets game, make sure everyone writes Jets in the headline.
Yeah.
Then when you Google blank Jets, it just says he or she went to a Jets game.
It's like when
Jeffy.
that sick fuck Walt Disney made that movie Frozen.
Yeah.
So that people, when they Googled is Walt Disney's head frozen, the first thing that come up
Yeah.
is the movie that he made.
Yeah, my situm is
Also, he's a Nazi.
my situm is Jalen Brown. He can't dribble with his left.
It's tough.
That clip was tough.
It's very tough.
Oh, my sleeper is Patrick Mahomes. Don't sleep on this guy. I think he's going to have a bounce back game. People say he stinks. I don't think he stinks.
I think Patrick Mahomes has next.
Next up. Okay. Do you want to talk about the Jalen Brown clip?
Nope.
How do the Celtics put that out?
I think it was I think Jalen Brown was in on it.
No chance.
Oh, you think it was a setup?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. I like that theory, Hank.
That was so funny.
It was so funny that it had to have been fake. Like, there's no way that was.
This is again sad levels of cope if you're not right. But I believe it. I kind of believe it now.
It's better than the alternative of like the Celtics just don't realize that he can't dribble with his left and somehow got a video of him dribbling not with his left.
It's like when the Sixers PR accidentally put, or was it the Nets that put out that clip where Ben Simmons was in the background missing like a 3-foot shot?
Yeah.
And then that guy got fired for putting that clip. But you got to be smarter than that if you're the Twitter account manager for the Celtics.
Yes.
But if it was a joke and if it was like a big troll, great job. Great work. You deserve a raise.
Great work.
We're going with that.
Yeah. Okay, let's get to our interview. We got a great interview with comedian Sam Morril. Awesome dude. Changed his travel plans because he wanted to come on the show. Sports fan, great dude. So must listen. It is brought to you by our friends at Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut may not have invented pizza, but they made it famous because nobody loves it like they do. From the legendary thick and comforting original pan pizza to the original stuffed crust that taught you how to eat pizza the wrong way, Pizza Hut has been cooking up delicious pizzas and iconic recipes under the hut and delivered to your door more than 60 years. It's too good not to share, whether it's a team celebration or just a casual get-together with friends. Pizza Hut's large pizza offers a convenient and enjoyable dining experience for everyone involved. No one out-pizzas the Hut. Order now. No one out-pizzas the Hut. Order now at pizzahut.com. We love Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut's delicious. I mean, it's the perfect football food. You got to go get Pizza Hut. The original stuffed crust. Come on. Marron. The best. Pizza Hut. So go right now. No one out-pizzas the Hut. Order now, pizzahut.com. All right, here he is, comedian Sam Morril. Okay, we now welcome on a very special comedian. Is Sam Morril.
Thanks, man.
Very special guest, very special comedian. He's on tour right now. Very funny guy. We actually have both done podcasts with Sam before.
Yep.
You can check out his podcast, Games with Names.
I don't know if I'm coming back on that one.
Oh, you aren't?
Well, it was like maybe he's gonna keep doing it. I still love Julian. We're still cool, but it's like they need to do it in LA, and I can't. I'm on the road every week. I can't do that.
Sounds like you got fired from it. Shit.
Who's the
Well,
replacement?
that was an awkward start to the interview.
Hopefully like a football player, someone. Hopefully, it's not another comedian. That would hurt.
Oh, that would suck so bad if
Yeah.
it was just like the LA version of you.
Just like Santino or something.
Yeah.
That'd be a bummer.
Oh no. Okay, well we got to make sure that doesn't happen. But yeah, we both spent a couple hours with you. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That was, well, It was a lot of fun. I don't know if you're doing it anymore, but that was.
I love Julian. He is the only person I know who sends me voice memo texts
all the time.
Right? It's infuriating. All the time. It's some LA bullshit.
I think it's an athlete thing. I think it's like you don't want to leave any sort of evidence as to what you've ever said to anybody, so you can't screenshot a voice memo.
He'll also he does voice memos, I think, to both of us, but he'll listen to our show and then voice memo and be like, this is why you're wrong about this. And like give us notes on the show.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Be like, your take is wrong. Here's why.
Damn.
Well, voice memo us.
Yeah, he knows his shit. He played.
Yeah.
He usually gets mad at Hank, but it's because he expects so much from our producer Hank. Like anytime we bring up the Patriots, if Hank doesn't do an adequate job defending Julian Edelman and the Patriots, Julian will be like, yo, you got to talk to Hank. You got to talk to Hank. He's bad. I need more out of him.
He was nervous with you guys. He was like, fuck, they're so good. I don't want to. You guys, or like if it was a stand-up I'd bring on athletes, I'm the nervous with the athletes.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit, Kurt Warner hates my guts.
Oh, well, Kurt Warner's, he's a grumpy guy.
I can't stop making jack-off jokes to him because I know it's going to make him uncomfortable. and I just kept doing it. And he was just like, just looking at me like,
no.
Yeah.
He definitely jacks off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
with gloves probably.
Yeah.
He's probably got his old gloves on.
In a dome.
Yeah. Kurt is a big dome guy. He's like, football should never be played in the elements. Yeah. So he gets very grumpy with that online.
He's a grumpy guy.
Yeah.
Not my type of dude.
No. So, all right. So meeting all those athletes, who was your favorite one that you got to interview?
Eli was awesome. I'm a Giants fan, so the Mannings are just great.
So I'm wondering this because I feel like we obviously were living in New York for 7 years. We were around a lot of Giants fans, worked with a lot of Giants fans. You're what, 37?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're our age. For Giants fans under 40, is Eli just like a god?
Yeah, I mean, anytime they compare Daniel Jones, I'm like, Eli had a fucking arm.
Right.
What are you talking about comparing Daniel Jones? Jones actually plays like the way racists talk about black quarterbacks. All he can do is run. Yeah. It's weird to see a white dude. I'm like, oh, this is weird to watch. I have a hard time watching him. This is the point. I have a hard time watching Daniel Jones. He was at the Comedy Cellar one night, and I was like, I don't even care.
Oh no,
that's a bad level. That he's my starting quarterback.
You're
for
not
my
nervous.
team.
Yeah.
I didn't care. Eli, I was nervous. I love Eli.
Yeah,
and I loved him through the bullshit too, because who did we have before? Kerry Collins,
right?
Mm-hmm. We just never, and Kurt Warner,
right? But it's funny because we, outside of New York, think of Eli as kind of like a running joke just because he is funny. Like he obviously the two Super Bowl wins, incredible, played out of his mind. But the Manning face and just his look on Sunday Night, like it's etched in my brain. Eli Manning's like open mouth look against like the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. And then when you talk to Giants fans of a certain age group, they're like, Eli's our GOAT. Like he is.
We love him. Yeah. I mean, because he won twice. It's insane. To beat Brady twice is the most insane. Yep. It's insane that Brady should have 9 Super Bowls?
I know.
That's insane that Eli was just money in the playoffs. I mean, we had great players, but Amani Toomer was clutch. Burris was clutch.
Yeah.
Brandon Jacobs.
The entire defensive line.
I also love that Eli has the bragging rights over Brady way more than his brother does.
I know.
So even though Peyton Manning, much better quarterback than Eli, at the end of the day, the two brothers, this dude actually beat the GOAT twice.
It's insane. I remember the second time I was like, well, it's not gonna happen again.
Right.
I was watching with Boston fans and I was just like, I don't know why I did this to myself. And by the end of the game, that Manningham catch, I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
That might be one of the best pass catches in Super Bowl history. He dropped it in a bucket.
I also think that towards the end of his career, especially when he was teamed up, it was like McAdoo and Eli, and the cameras would just cut back and forth between Eli's dumb face and McAdoo's dumb face. It was like the height of comedy as a football fan. And you kind of lose perspective of, oh, yeah, well, this guy actually had 2 of the most clutch performances of all time in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and it wasn't just a Super Bowl. I mean, he would go through good teams to get – we went through the Packers in Lambeau. We went through, Dallas. I mean, Romo famously choked constantly. But, Eli was look, the defense was insane too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, so your comedy is fantastic.
Thank you.
You've been doing it for a while now, and are you at a I'm starting to blow up point? Because I'm always curious about comedians there's so many really great comedians, and for some don't. It never happens. But then when you watch it happen, it's like, this is awesome. This guy's really funny. He's finally getting everything he deserves.
You know, it's you stay humble because you get humbled so easily.
Right.
Like, yeah, I'll get a taste of like, holy shit, Chicago theater. This is epic. But you know, you never can. Something will always happen to keep you down here. There's nothing. I remember I used to tour. I used to open for Amy Schumer like years ago, and it was on her arena tour. So it'd be like I'd be opening in an arena. This doesn't belong to me. This is Amy's tour.
Right.
But you start to like feel it. Like, holy shit. I'm looking at Kyle Lowry's face in Toronto, and then I'm doing jokes.
Right.
And then the next night you're in the Village Lantern, and in the West Village for 7 grumpy people. So it's like it's the weirdest turnaround. But now it's my tour, and it's you get taste. But then also every once in a while, like certain cities just suck for comedy.
Oh, tell us.
Miami
I've
is
heard
tough.
Miami's the worst.
Miami's tough, and geez, it's like I was in like some shitty, like old school venue. It was like Fontainebleau.
Yeah.
It's like they're like, this is where Sinatra performed. I'm like, cool, you haven't renovated it since then. It looks like shit. So that was brutal. They don't care. Like you want like working class, like Orlando or Tampa people. You don't want Miami where they're vapid. They suck.
That's what Big J Okerson said. He said Ohio's the best place to do comedy.
Ohio's good. Columbus is great. Cleveland's great.
Yeah.
Cincinnati, they're like real people. That's what you want, people with like jobs who have to think. I mean, Miami people, it's like they post pictures of their ass for like a living.
Yeah, they don't want to laugh.
They don't. That's not like a comedy crowd.
Yeah, they're the type of people that would go to a show and get real pissed off if they got made fun of. If a comedian was doing crowd work, like I don't want to expose myself to that. That would really hurt my Instagram.
Don't make fun of my plastic surgery.
Yeah, it looks
spent
fine.
a lot of money on this.
Yeah, you want to. It was just a bad gig. It was a bad venue, but certain Vegas can be tough, but also Vegas can be really fun.
Right.
The Vegas locals are awesome.
Yeah,
it's like the transplants, the people that like passing through are tough.
Yeah, that's a weird move too, to go to Las Vegas and then go to a comedy show.
I know, like I'm going up against like Adele. I'm like, why me?
Yeah. It's also when you're in Vegas, one of the weird parts about being in Vegas is you're surrounded by a bunch of people who in their head they're walking around being like, I have to have the best time of my life.
I know.
So whenever there's something that isn't the best time of your life, they're like, I'm wasting Vegas.
It's
and
New
that
Year's
expectation,
energy. Year-round New Year's energy. It's tough.
Right.
And I feel that way too. I'm like, this better be great. And then you're crushed.
Yeah.
So when you're opening for Amy Schumer, or if you're serving as the opening act, do you like tailor your jokes based on like, hey, this audience is an Amy audience. I don't know if they're gonna like certain things that I say.
No, I don't.
You just gotta do your thing.
Unless they'd say don't do that. I remember I was opening for Aziz once years ago. It was like right when the Me Too stuff happened, and I did like 15 minutes of Me Too jokes, and he was like, "Hey, can you not do that?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's a fair note."
In retrospect, like the Me Too thing with Aziz, that was some bullshit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like he had
it was published on babe.net. This wasn't exactly a legitimate news source taking him down.
He had an awkward hookup one night.
Yeah.
It's hard to separate. There was some good things that obviously happened because there were some real fucking scumbags that got brought to the light. But then you think of like, remember there was like an Excel sheet that like was like, these are bad people. And it's like, wait, what? You can't just like anonymously just submitting bad people to an Excel sheet.
The bad people are the ones that usually stay down.
Right.
You know, it's like because they don't have anyone being like, nah, he's cool.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Harvey Weinstein.
We got Weinstein.
Yeah. Well, that was an exception. I liked him. But, other than that, yeah.
All right. So I always am curious of this. Comedians, for the most part, I feel like aren't the biggest sports fans.
I love
like,
sports.
Yeah, no, it's like you and Shane Gillis and
Joe List.
Joe List.
Bill Burr is obviously
yes.
huge.
Bill Burr's a huge sports fan. But do you feel like I don't understand it? There's a lot of comedians that just don't care about sports. Do you feel like the odd man out when it comes to it? Because we have a bunch of comedians on, and there's some that we can talk sports, like we can talk sports with, but there's a lot that like they don't even watch it because they're just on the road or whatever.
For me, that's like why. I mean, if I'm, when you're doing club weekends starting out as a comic, it's Thursday through Saturday. So I get off stage, I get TNT late game inside the NBA, the best show on TV.
Right.
So No, I need it on the road. It's
Yeah.
like I'm itching for basketball season.
Yeah.
So you're a Knicks fan, obviously.
Huge Knicks fan.
Have you gotten kicked out of MSG yet? Are you on James Dolan's shit list?
No, I'm playing MSG Theater November 4th, so I'm going to stay on his good side.
All right, so we're going to say good things about James Dolan right now.
Being with us right now might get you kicked off.
Really?
We're not allowed there.
banned.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was at the Oakley game with Michelle Wolf.
Okay.
That was a tough one.
Yeah.
I've been to some rough ones. I was at Stavros and I were at the game where fucking Porzingis tore his ACL.
Oh
no.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
should have mentioned Stav and the sports fans.
Huge
comedians.
sports guy.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Stav and I went to the Liberty game the other night. We're
Oh.
huge. We're huge basketball guys.
They got next.
They're fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I love them.
Do you go up on the jumbotron?
They put me on to just zero applause. some lesbian artist went on before me and it like brought the house down. And then they're like, "Here's a guy, here's a comedian," and everyone's like, "Who? Who gives?" And Stav got recognized as the fat dude from The Bear. I was like, "That's not him. That's not who Stavros is." They were.
I could see Stav going on the jumbotron at a WNBA game. He does like the pussy eating thing.
No, we want to stay on their good side at Barclays because they got Carbone down there.
Yeah, that's
Get
true.
that spicy rigatoni.
Yeah. So the Knicks, it's funny because we, like I said, we lived in New York for 7 years. I didn't fully understand it till this last year and a half, where I was like, oh yeah, like the Knicks do kind of run this city when they're good. It's been a long time though. Are you?
I'm in though. This team, man, like we're just a piece away. I love Jalen Brunson so fucking much.
Yeah, he's the best. He's so New York, even though he's not New York.
Exactly. His energy is just like chill. He's a floor general.
Right.
I love him. Randall's getting killed for he just has got to be better in the playoffs. But I think he really was hurt this time. It's just sometimes it's body language for New York. Right. Like when he's kind of moping, we're like, we don't respond to that. You got to look at Jimmy Butler. You never see that dude moping.
Right.
What about Tibbs? Do you like Tibbs?
Yeah, he's great. I mean, he's another that dude's never fucked a woman without paying for it. Clearly, and I mean that because he's not putting in the work.
Right.
He's watching game tape and then he's like, I'll fuck a hooker or something. You know, he's so committed to just basketball. I feel like he has no life outside of basketball.
It's just transactional. It's like us for eating lunch. He's like, okay, I got $20 in my pocket, or I can get a Hummer real quick. Get that. He looks at coming as being like an impedance to his work life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like he it's like the Pop thing where you think Greg Popovich wants to go on a fucking date.
No.
I mean, he's just all basketball. So yeah, I love Tibbs. He's part of that 90s culture, with Van Gundy and all those guys. So yeah, I love this team. I love the young guys.
Tibbs is I just envision every night Tibbs he's not coaching basketball. He's just sitting with an old lo mein carton and pointing to the TV I found something. I found a hole in this defense. I got it.
Yeah. No, I love him. I'm not really intimidated by a lot of I guess the Sixers have Nurse now, but I don't trust Philly. Harden is just.
Max is a Philly guy.
I'm sorry, dude. Yeah, Harden is just he just bugs me at this point. He just
he sucks.
I don't he's in shape now though, which is he actually got it finally right. What you do when you want to get a new team is you don't get fat. It's the end of well, I know, but it's the end of a relationship. You don't fucking let yourself go when you're looking for a new suitor. That's not how you do it. But he always gets fat as shit, and I'm like, no, you get ripped.
Yeah.
So you can get moved.
Yeah.
At this point, my theory on Harden is that I don't think he wants to win the playoffs.
No.
I think he looks at the extended playoff season as being okay, well, now I'm not on vacation. Now I'm not eating. Now I'm not going to strip clubs. And it actually kind of makes sense from if you're not a super competitive person, if you don't give a shit about rings, why do you want to do more work for less money? You don't even get paid as much if you're Harden. Let's just get out of here. It's been a long year.
It's summer.
He doesn't care about legacy the way it seems a guy like Dame does.
Yeah.
Right.
Dame wants that. It's funny, for years Dame is all about I'm staying here, and then the second they just are they clearly don't give a shit about win now. He's like, get me the fuck. He just that was the biggest 180 I've ever seen.
Well, Dame, it felt was the last guy in the world to realize that franchises don't care.
Yeah.
He was oh shit, they don't actually
'Cause
care
he
about
cares.
building a contender around me. Fuck.
I'm furious that happened because I still think Giannis is going to end up on the Knicks.
So are you? So you one of those Knicks fans that every player you're like?
No, not every
future
player.
Nick.
I did Giannis's benefit. I performed at his benefit. Got a fucking applause break from Mayor Adams on a Magic Johnson AIDS joke, which I was like, someone fucking get that on camera. That was epic. But yeah, I did his benefit. I talked to him. I tried to get Stav to go. It's his favorite player ever.
Yeah.
So Stav, I'm like, dude, it's at the Rainbow Room. Just like wear a suit or something. And he's like, I don't have any nice clothes. I was like, you're a fucking millionaire. You don't have one dress shirt? You can't get like one. And he's like, I can. I'm sorry. But then I sent him a video with Giannis, and he was so fucking upset.
Man.
But I asked him, because Giannis, after the benefit, was like, you a Bucks fan? I was like, fuck the Bucks. I'm a Knicks fan. I said, I respect your team. I like your players. I like Holiday and Portis and all those guys. But no, I'm a Knicks fan. He goes, well, you never know where I end up next free agency. And his brother kind of was like nodding. They want to be in New York.
Yeah.
But now it's like they can't because they got Dame. So you don't have the excuse.
But they lack the depth now. So say there is an injury. I'm not hoping for an injury. That's horrible. But, Middleton, that guy has not stayed healthy. He's a great player when he's healthy. But it's hard to root against as a basketball fan because I love both those players. But I think we still have a shot.
Are you a Yankees fan too?
I am.
Okay, yeah, because that's like a very Yankees fan behavior.
I know.
Any good player, they're like, pinstripes 3 years.
It's different. No, it's different though, because the Yankees fan is out of arrogance and the Knicks fan is out of desperation.
Right.
Because we never get the guy.
Right.
We never get the first. When's the last time we got a first overall pick? Ewing?
Yeah. And also, like, I feel like Instagram kind of ruined the allure of like going to New York because it used to be like, well, in the 80s, 90s, like, hey, we got to go to New York. That's where all the women are, the hot women. Like there's a ton of people. Now it's like, well, you can find hot women anywhere.
Anywhere.
Well, you could get them to fly to you.
That's
you
true.
You find them online and then be like, hey, why don't you come on over to Indiana?
I think there are hot women everywhere.
There are, but the flying the women out is a roll of the dice. I don't know. Who are you, fucking Bukowski? That's
I
a
think
ballsy
it happens
move.
a lot.
Flying them out?
Oh, yeah.
What if they look off? What if the pictures are off?
I think you have a buffer, a middleman. That's what LeBron probably
Talent
does.
scout, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. You just have someone like meet him before you meet him.
Maybe.
Yeah, like a above board Jeffrey Epstein.
Right.
Like if he wasn't a pedophile.
He's just taking down your information in case there's an emergency.
I guess that's how you do it.
Yeah.
That would stress me out though, just on the road with a stranger.
It would be the worst because you'd be like, all right, now can you leave? Like, I want my own room.
That's why Tibbs has it right.
Yeah. Yeah. He does.
That's how you have to do it, I think. If you're a pro, I think you can't just because you're putting in any work, any small talk. You're cutting into. Now I get 5 hours of sleep.
Right.
Now I'm tired for practice.
Right. Now you gotta leave. Yeah. So
I think Eli was flying women out.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Eli would probably bum me out if any controversy came out about him because he does feel like
wholesome.
Yeah. He is very wholesome.
There was that one time where the Giants equipment manager was like taking helmets and throwing them down the stairs and then taking them and being like, yeah, these are game worn.
Yeah.
And then selling them online. They got in a little bit of trouble for that. But that's such a funny move for the equipment manager just to like take a bunch of shit and just beat the hell out of it and be like, yeah, this happened in an NFL game. Now it's worth $300,000.
Isn't that what John Andres got canned for with the Knicks?
Yeah. And then there was also, didn't Strahan have something weird happen?
Strahan he had like something stolen from him, like his like a Hall of Fame jacket.
Yeah,
or
but
something?
then he was like, it wasn't.
He got it back. Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, memorabilia in New York athletes. Something weird's going on. Someone's got to look into that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Someone's got to dig into that. I don't want this to come across the wrong way, but I have a question about comedians' lifestyles.
Sure.
When you do start making money, is there a part of you that feels like a sellout where you're like, as a comedian, I should be living in like a shitty apartment and like nothing in my refrigerator and like, a little box TV in the corner because that's where comedy comes from?
I do think that with struggle comes material,
right?
For sure. Yeah, there is a problem. But the good thing about New York is even if you're making a lot of money, you're still kind of living in a shithole.
Yeah, you're still kind of pissed off all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I've been living in this apartment for the last year. There is Section 11 drilling on my window.
Okay,
it's been I can't be home, so I'm in a constant state of irritation. There's, fentanyl heads running around the neighborhood, even in nice neighborhoods. I think New York keeps you cranky.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. That's a good answer because it's kind of like in music, like the first album's always the best because that's the rise and the struggle.
Yeah, with comedy, usually you put your first special out like after it should be a long time.
How long was it for you?
Probably 10 years.
Wow.
And then I put out one usually every couple of years now.
So what was it for 10 years? You're like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
Yeah, it's tough. And then one comic finally convinced me. He's like, you're scared. You're scared to like let go of it. And he was right. So I let it go. And then you have to start from scratch as a nobody. That's the hard part, is when you're doing these papered rooms, free tickets on, Syracuse, Funny Bone, whatever, and they're not there to see you, so they don't give a fuck about you or respect you, and they have no financial investment, and you have to do new material and build. Like, that process is not easy for people who don't give a shit about you.
Right.
So that's the hardest hour for me, the second hour.
What about, so when you were deciding to do your special, was part of it like you didn't want, is there something in the comedian world where like you can't have a special too early because then it's like, this guy thinks he's a hot shot?
I mean, maybe, but also just more for me. I was like, I just don't want people to think, I don't want the first taste of me for people to get to be like, ugh.
I'm fascinated with the comedy world and all the comics, like friends, enemies. Like, I've always said that if there was a Woj of the comedy world, it would be incredible.
The shade room for comedy.
Yeah, it'd be like, Sam Morril saw this guy the other night and they had beef and like shit.
I think they do have that, but it's just no one gives a shit.
Oh, okay.
Like,
so maybe
sports,
I'm off. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like in sports, you're like, holy shit, Dame. But no one gives a fuck about me and Stav.
So if this is like the Marin podcast and he's like, who are your guys? Who would your guys be?
Ooh. Well, starting out, like all the obvious, like Chris Rock was huge for me, Dave Attell.
Dave Attell is so funny, and I feel like
funny.
The next generation, it does not understand how naturally funny that guy is, because he hasn't had, I don't know, maybe you can correct me, but like when I was growing up, he was all over Comedy Central, doing every show. Insomniac was fucking hilarious when he would just go out at night. But I feel like he hasn't had that same staying power, or at least I haven't seen him as much recently, but to me, he's one of the greatest comedians ever.
Well, he's got a new special in the can, and so we'll see where he puts it out. But yeah, he did one a few years ago with Jeff Ross. It was really funny. But Dave, he doesn't release a lot into the world, and I don't think he's like an internet guy, but any comic knows that Dave is like, a comedy Jedi. He's a genius.
Yeah.
He used to take me out to open for him, and you're just like learning so much watching him, how he handles a crowd. He would bring me out on stage at the end to riff with me. And as a young comic, you're like, this is fucking unfair.
Yeah.
Like, you feel like you're literally playing like one-on-one with Jordan, because he just finds the angles before anybody. He's so quick. I remember we were leaving Tarrytown Music Hall once, and he's driving me back, and he was like, man, he just hates his act. He's like, all these comics have this self-esteem, and he hates his act, and he's leaving. He's like, I fucking suck. I'm a hack. And I said, you're all of our favorite comics. And he goes, well, I'm better than you guys.
That's great.
We're going to get back to Sam in a second, but he's brought to you by Simply Safe. It's official. Fall is here. If you're like me, you're setting back into busier routines. Kids at school, spare time filled with soccer practices, seasonal activities, that sort of thing. Your home may be sitting empty and vulnerable. That's why I recommend Simply Safe Home Security and the revolutionary home monitoring innovation, 24/7 live guard protection. It's designed to help stop crime in real time. Now, if an intruder breaks into your home, Simply Safe professional monitoring agents can actually see, speak to, and deter them through Simply Safe's new smart alarm wireless indoor camera. I've seen some of these clips. It's awesome. It's a great idea that they had. They have 24/7 live guard protection. It's made possible by the new Smart Alarm wireless indoor camera, available with a Fast Protect monitoring plan. The new Smart Alarm indoor camera is the only indoor security camera that can trigger the alarm and instantly deter intruders with a built-in siren. Some of these videos are incredible. You see like somebody breaking into the house, and then over the speaker system, you hear Simply Safe telling the intruder to leave. They freak out and they get out of the house immediately. It's a great way to protect your valuables, to protect your home, to protect your loved ones if you're not around. Install your way. You can do it yourself in about 30 minutes, or you can have a Simply Safe expert set it up for you. Either way, it's easy to protect your home. For a limited time, get 20% off your new system when you sign up for Fast Protect monitoring. Visit simplysafe.com/PMT. That's simplysafe.com/PMT. There's no safe like Simply Safe. And now, here's more Sam Morril.
So who are your guys now, though? Who's your
my friends
group?
are my guys.
Yeah.
I mean, Stavros, Mark Normand. I do a podcast with Mark, and we were open micers together.
Mark is so fun.
Joe List. That's like my Rachel Feinstein's a really close friend of mine. That's like my Gary Veeder I do the road with. We're super tight. You know, that's like my crew of comics, kind of. I guess that's like my group.
Yeah.
Julian Edelman.
Julian.
Yeah.
He's tried to be a comic before. He's had
Did he?
Well,
Did he
he had
stand up?
some sketch comedy videos that he put out.
Burger Time.
Burger
Yeah.
Time.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
You got to watch Burger Time.
I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Dude, he was funny.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah, I love the guy.
I think his body's too good to be a comedian. You can't have a six pack.
It's true.
Is there any comedian out there that you respect
Oh.
in terms of their comedy, but is like shredded up?
It's tough. It's because as you said, like the more good shit you have, the more it's taking away from how funny you are. Like,
Yeah.
remember that season on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia when Mac just got fat as shit?
Yeah.
It's undeniable. He was just funnier.
Yes.
Right.
The grosser you are, it is.
Right.
I'm not saying you should get fat to be funny, but like there was like a line where, the more, because you're alienating dudes, I think.
Right.
The better you look.
Now you're a threat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't there like some really hot comedian that's blowing up right now?
Matt Rife is very
that's Matt
attractive.
Rife. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, because it is. I think there's just a natural world order where it's like hot guys shouldn't be funny guys because then you have it all.
I mean, yeah, I think there's people make rules, but you know, I mean, whatever. But like, who makes the line? Like, I guess some people are like bugged, but when I have friends who are like, well, Ryan Reynolds is funny, but he's not like comedian funny.
Right.
You know, people try to make rules, but I'm like, I don't know, Deadpool's pretty funny.
Yeah. It's like when people say athlete funny, they're like, oh yeah, he's athlete.
That's what
Blake
annoys me about
Griffin's
Blake
funny.
Griffin.
Blake Griffin is
Blake
very
Griffin.
funny.
He's tall. He used to be able to dunk, and he's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate three right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's a cool dude.
He's
I
a very
like him.
cool guy.
Yeah, he's what? How many times has he won Blake of the Year?
2 times.
Two-time Blake of the Year winner on this show. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's pretty big stuff. It's
Mhm.
pretty high territory. Okay, so you're on the road. You're doing a whole tour. How long is this tour? That's the other thing I don't understand about comedians. Maybe this is just like a Tom Segura, Burt deal who we're friends with, but like their tours never end. I don't understand.
Yeah, me neither. I just, I did this for so many years when it was awful that now people are like, you're on the road a lot. I'm like, yeah, but it's good now.
Right, it's fun.
It's like, I did it when I did it when I was in like a crackhead inn. I didn't realize how bad the places I was getting put up were until I had a female comic. I was like, oh yeah, it's a good hotel. And she called me like, there are meth heads passed out against the window. It's a motel.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, I guess I thought that was nice.
Yeah.
That's how easy I was. But it never ends. I do it every week.
Yeah, Chicago theater. I mean, have you done the Chicago theater before?
I did it as an opener. I've never headlined it.
That's awesome.
I'm
dude.
pumped.
That's so awesome.
I taped my last special in Chicago. I love it here.
When you're taping a special, are you going into the performance like? Is there any additional pressure? Is it like an athlete in the playoffs? Is there like special speed where you get on stage and you're like, this feels different because I know it's a special?
That's a good question. I mean, no, because I taped 7. I did it at the Den, which was only like 350 seats. So I did 7 shows, and I got drunk after every show. So I was like, well, I'll get one of them. I mean, it's like if you have 7, chances to get one good performance, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. I also saw you did, and I thought this was the coolest thing in Montreal when you just had I think maybe you had a flight get canceled. And you were just like, hey, I want to do a show. And you booked a show like a pretty good place, like instantly.
It was
like,
pretty
that's
awesome.
a flex.
I mean, okay, so what happened was I was in Edmonton with Theo Vaughn. We were doing this outdoor festival. And I'm always panicking that something bad's gonna happen. And Theo's like, nah, man, everything's cool.
Theo's definitely a chill guy.
It was an outdoor show, which by the way, like COVID, we couldn't do indoors. Now there's wildfires in Canada. They fucking canceled the outdoor show because of the wildfires and the air quality. So I was like, dude, this air quality is like, do you feel this? And he's like, nah, it's all good. And I was like, no, this is like bad air. And then our agent called and was like, the city's shutting down. Like everything shut down. So then we stayed another day. So I got in a night early because there's no direct flights to Edmonton. So I'm already like 3 nights into one fucking show in Edmonton. I fly back and my Connect flight home the next day is now canceled, and I'm stuck in Montreal. And I'm just texting my agent like, fuck this, I'm never home, I'm losing my mind. And he's like, you want to do a pop-up gig? And I was like, fuck yes. But I didn't think he was going to find me one, so I was getting shit-faced at a hotel bar, and I was like 3 Manhattans deep, and he was like, got you a gig, ticket link here, promote it now, and amazing crowd.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was I watched it in real time. Like I watched, like I'm in Montreal, and it's like, all right, I got a show. Come see it.
That's what I'm talking about. Like the highs and lows. I mean, just traveling every week, you're just gonna have bad shit happen.
I know.
So people, I do feel like they see me at my worst, because I'm just fucking. And the amount of times I've been like sprinting for a connect flight and they just like shut the door in my face. You're like, you're gonna lose it. You're like, that's a fucking gig I just lost.
Right.
What's the longest you've gone in between shows? Like, have you taken time off from comedy?
I took like my first vacation this year. I don't do it really. It's very hard for me because I like what I do. So it's hard to, and also the fear of when you shut off, just shutting it back on is so painful. I feel rusty. I hate feeling rusty. I ran to Chris Rock on the street recently and he's like, you take a vacation lately? I was like, yeah, I took a vacation. He goes, even LeBron needs an off season. It's like Chris Rock, his words of wisdom.
Yeah.
He always finds like the shortest way to just say, and you're like, all right, that's, I should take a vacation. So I did. I went to Greece. I did shows on the way in London. But
you're addicted.
I love it.
Good, yeah.
I love doing it.
That's like us with podcasting. We've been doing it for a long time now. But like when we take, we'll take like a week off for July 4th. And I'll just be sitting at home being like, man, I wish I could talk about some sports. Like something will happen and we'll be like, fuck.
NBA free agency.
We want to
It's
talk
how
about
your
this right
brains.
now.
It's how your brains work.
Right.
now.
Right. And it makes, it's why we have the best job, why you probably would say you have the best job, because you love doing it that much.
It's awesome. It's been so hard for me to shut off, but then every comic is like, you have a problem, you don't. But I really don't.
Oh, they think you're addicted to comedy?
Mark Norman and I, we are told constantly that like, you guys gotta, like Stavros will yell at me. He's like, if you take this gig New Year's in Springfield, Missouri, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And I'm playing Springfield, Missouri. It's like I got them to axe the action. I don't like performing on New Year's Eve, so I got him to do the 28th through the 30th. But I don't like New Year's Eve crowds.
So come out in Springfield, Missouri.
Yeah, I just was like, he gets so angry at me because I used to have a fucked up neck, and he was like, you are killing your body.
Yeah.
I don't know how athletes do it. I think about that all the time. Like just the flying, because even on those private jets, if you're 7 feet, that's not comfy. I see the pictures of Team USA, and it's like they're sleeping like this.
Yeah, I know.
That's not good.
I know. It can't feel good.
No, that's what the Live Tour is awesome because they have this jet that's like, I don't know, probably like a $700 million plane that's got fully reclinable beds. It's part nightclub, part hotel on there. They put out a ridiculous video when they first got all the golfers to join. It's like, oh, I think they just might want to sleep. They just might want, some downtime.
That's cool though. Being you're addicted to comedy. So you don't even think like you're. It's not even in your like far off vision of like maybe someday I'll retire.
Oh God, no. No, I think Don Rickles and Joan Rivers and Dangerfield, like that's the dream. It's
right.
Like the fact that you could just go till the end.
Yeah.
It's so cool. I love that Rickles would like literally go out in the wheelchair and be like, look at this ugly fucker.
Yeah.
It's so good. Anything cooler than that? You're hanging on by a thread and you're still just insulting people. I love it. Dangerfield too. There's this old clip of Dangerfield where he's like just bombing. He's like got to be 80 and he's bombing in Vegas and they're just like, you're like, oh fuck, guy lost his fastball. And then he just like, he turns it on and it's like one line and he starts killing and he just kind of like arrogantly is like, I know a lot of fucking jokes. It's just such a cool moment.
Yeah. I saw there was the Carol Burnett special that happened like 3 months ago. That's got to be kind of weird though if you're a very old comedian and basically they're doing your funeral for you while you're still alive. Like it's nice to see this, but like somebody spent $2 million putting on a show to like thank me for everything. I got to think in the back of my head like I'm probably gone. Like I've got months after this point.
But how nice is that they do your funeral while you're still alive? You know?
Yeah,
they did in Seinfeld's special. It's everyone is taking his jokes at the funeral. It's like who gets the bits. I love that.
Yeah,
it's good.
No, it's true. We've had problems with that. Or no, wait, we did have problems with that. We had John Cena on once, and there was a rumor out there that he had died, and we're like, how cool is that? That for like a day, people thought you died, and he just shut it down. He's like, it's not funny. A friend of mine died, and we're like, okay,
what?
Yeah,
a friend of mine died.
Yeah, he was wearing like a superhero outfit at the time, and it was over Zoom. We're like, it's got to be cool to have people saying all these nice things about you because they think that you're passed away, but then you get to come back and be like, no, I'm still alive. You get a little glimpse as to what your funeral is going to look like. He's like, I know what you're trying to do right now, and I just want to say I don't think it's very funny.
And
that we should move it. He's got these big ass gloves on in the camera for the superhero.
It was a record scratch.
Yeah,
we've had those moments before because we've been doing it. For
Who else was like
years.
a weird not vibe with?
Dan Marino was pretty bad.
Oof.
That was also our fault. We were in the back of a van Super Bowl week, and he was just like, "Who the fuck are they?" Because I think it's gone in phases. Because when we started, obviously it was like, "Who the fuck are these guys?" Now I think most people know what Pardon My Take is before they come on, but we'll get a few every now and then.
Can we just say?
Yeah, we can bleep.
Oh,
that
is he
name.
bad?
We'll bleep that name.
Yeah. First of all, I don't think he's a very good interview from what I've seen.
Yeah.
And then we had him on the show, and we came in hot on him, and we were like, a lot of people say he'll never win a championship, blah 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 blah. We might have said things like that before. We were trying to like joke about it and make it okay right up front. We've said these things, now make fun of us. And he just shut down. He was giving like 1-word answers for everything, and he was trying to promote a book, which is weird. So he didn't. Really
he didn't like it.
Yeah.
Because I'm a big believer, like, we'll have people on that we've talked shit about. And I want to say, hey, I've talked shit about you. Because it would be such a fraud move to have someone on and just pretend that we haven't talked shit about them.
That's true.
Most people, for the most part, know what we do. And they know that the shit that we're talking is not serious. And we give ourselves more shit than we give anyone else. So it's like, have some fun with it. Like, bust your own balls. So, but yeah, sometimes it backfires.
I could see him not being fun. We definitely had people on our podcast who are like, "Oof, do you fucking hate us? Like what that? Like we're trying."
What's the worst one you've done?
Al Franken was really tough.
Oh yeah, I could see.
And
that.
it's like we were like very much defending him. We're like, you got fucked. And I think he just like every joke, he'd be like, he would like we would make jokes and he'd be like, try the veal. I'm like, I guess that's your way of calling us corny or something. Try the veal.
Yeah,
like,
that's so mean.
He just like he didn't like us.
Yeah, he got that senator mentality where he's like above comedy now. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's so weird. I think it's also like old SNL. Just the ego is like, I was on. That was real comedy.
Yeah. So I mean, when we were growing up, it's like SNL was the pinnacle of everything. If you wanted to make it in comedy, you got on SNL. Boom, you're good. You're like minted at that point.
Yeah.
Now I don't think that that's the case anymore. I don't think that there's that many people that grow up in comedy that look at SNL as being like the destination.
I couldn't name more than one cast character.
Oh, you could name. You know him if you saw him. It's just like it's also been Strike too. That's the other crazy thing.
True.
But Michael Che and Colin Jost.
Oh yeah,
for a decade.
yeah.
Right.
But you're right. There's just a million different shows now. So SNL growing up, I mean, I would watch the Comedy Central reruns and it'd be like Sandler and Spade and Farley and Meadows and all those guys.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're going up against a million shows. I think it's just a broader landscape now.
Has podcasting helped your comedy a lot? Because I feel like watching comedians, then they have a podcast and it's a funny podcast. It's like, they all blow up from that.
Yeah, doing each other's pod, I think, helps. But it's weird now, too, where, like, I feel like back in the day, they'd be like, we go on Carson twice and we were famous. And now you're like, cool, I did 900 podcasts this month. I did.
And I got 4 tweets.
and two of them were in Astoria. You made me fucking travel for it. It definitely helps. I'm very conscious of, like, creative energy burnt, because I used to write all day. I used to, like, I'd be like, new jokes. And now you just have other shit. I guess that's a good thing. It's part of, you're busy. Things are going well.
Yeah.
But stand-up is always, for me, number one. And I always, like, I got into stand-up. When I started stand-up, there were no podcasts. So I was like, I'll be like a Gary Shandling type of guy. I'll make a sitcom. And now sitcom would, like, that could, like, hurt your momentum as a comedian. It's weird.
Yeah. Sorry, I took out my phone. I wasn't texting. I was paying my parking, which I've gotten like 6 tickets in the last like 2 weeks.
What's your writing process like if you're coming up with new material for a stand-up set? Are you like dedicating certain hours? Like, okay, starting at 10 a.m., I'm going to just shut myself in a room. I'm just going to write. Or do you go somewhere? Do you need to be like inspired by something?
Well, no, I wish I knew. I'll listen to a set and I'll be like, that joke is not finished. Or that joke doesn't, it has legs, but I haven't cracked it. So sometimes I have a joke that's like 2/3. It doesn't have like that third pop I want. I want like at least 3 good pops, and you want that last part to really be like, oh, okay. But so I'll edit before. Writing is more like I'll just be walking around and something falls in my head.
Right.
And I'm like, that's something. I'll go back to it. I'll take a note of it. I go back and I start to just try to, it's all in a Word doc. I just try to punch it up.
What's the joke that's pissed off the most people?
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, well, this one pissed people off, and what's great is, first one, this bombed fucking insanely hard in Boston. This is years ago. It was right after the Boston bombing. And already not good.
I'm already laughing.
It's at my Comedy Central half hour. And I said, when I saw that, I was devastated. My first thought was, me and my brother, we don't do anything together anymore. Crickets.
No.
And then
it's a good joke.
Yeah, it's solid. And then the last one, another one. So we try to be healthy on the road, mostly like basketball. But I mean, we drink at night, but during the day you'll like exercise. And so we went to, for whatever reason, we're like, we'll do hot yoga today. We'll mix it up. We did a yoga. We never have done it. So we go, and the instructor recognized me. And she goes, do you want to tell a joke in a fucking yoga class? And I'm like, of course not. I just like looked at Brian, who's my tour manager, and he's like, gives me a look like, I got this. And I was like, I don't know what the hell that means. This is the joke he tells to a room full of women. This is the bit that would get me shit. He goes, so my friend's girlfriend just had a miscarriage in the shower. And I was like, oh my God, worst baby shower ever. He tells it to a room full of women.
Oh, God.
No one fucking laughs. There was one black dude who goes, oh shit, that's fucked up. That was the most we got. But no one laughed. And afterwards I was like, dude, what the fuck? He was like, it's your joke. I was like, I don't open with it.
Yeah, right.
That's a delicate subject. You got to earn that joke. So that one would piss people off. Ooh, you know what one would upset people? I said, this was an old one. I was talking to a girl. She goes, I need a man who will treat me like a princess. So I hired the paparazzi to chase her, and she died in a car crash. Groans.
Yeah.
Groans.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Those are funny, though.
Yeah,
Fuck
they're
it.
fun.
Yeah. But you just...
For a late crowd.
Yeah, right.
Do you have one that's like a joke that you've written that you absolutely love, but when you tell it, people don't appreciate it as much as they should?
You know what those jokes usually are? Is if they're personal and you think something is funnier, but to them it's dark. I think it's like comics will get angry sometimes when a crowd doesn't like that, but I think the crowd actually likes you and feels bad.
Right.
But we hate that. So yeah, I had one about my biological father who, when he left, and my dad who raised me, my stepdad, when you adopt a kid legally, you need the signature. So my joke was, it's kind of like the opposite of a UPS package. You're like, hey, you sign here, and I don't want this. Never hit. I think it made people sad.
Yeah.
It's a hard line to walk between like, that's funny and that's just funny to me.
Right, right. Because they don't feel, they're like, I'm not going to laugh at that. That's fucked up. It's like, no, but I'm laughing at it. Yeah.
That was a tough one. Yeah, there's a few where you're like, that one is so close, but it's not. It's so, something missing. Always.
Yeah.
Is there like an MJ LeBron debate amongst stand-up comedians? Like, who's the GOAT?
Well, I think, it's not like generational like that. It's more like Pryor and Carlin, I think. I think Louis, to some degree, has entered that debate. I think Louis, the amount of specials he's put out is pretty insane.
Right.
And just the quality is so high. But, I think with what happened with him, he was kind of out of the mainstream conversation, but comics don't give a shit about that. Like, do you think the Grammys know anything about fucking stand-up? Like, no, we don't care about awards.
Right.
Although I think he did win
He won a Grammy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a bad example. But I think usually they're like, they just kind of go with like, they don't pay attention. But Louis is, I think he's definitely in the convo too, just for like sustained greatness.
Longevity,
Yeah.
Could Carlin play in this era?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Carlin was so fucking good. You know who I think I see some comics say he's overrated, but if we're going like guy who, like, if he kept going would have been the guy, like almost like a Tupac Biggie situation, is Bill Hicks. Because that guy's got 5 albums and he died at like 32.
Alex Jones, right? People think he's Alex Jones.
Oh, yeah. Young Alex Jones looks a little bit like Bill Hicks.
Yeah, that's a conspiracy out there that Bill Hicks just went off the face of the earth, moved to Central Texas, started talking about 9/11.
He would have done good Sandy Hook jokes. So, so I don't think that's him. But no, Bill Hicks had some fucking brilliant jokes. And, Dennis Leary stole a shitload of his bits.
Oh, he did?
That was like a lot of the beef, is he just stole a bunch.
Has anyone stole a joke from you before?
I mean, but it's usually like, I think
a premise.
No, it's usually like a meme person online. It's like one of those like fat Jew type accounts where they're just like, I don't give a shit.
Right.
And the problem is the audience doesn't give a shit because they just click like and move on.
Right.
No one realizes that you like labored over this premise.
Right.
I had one that just it turns into a meme. So I get pissed. Comics are usually not dumb enough to do that. Like the days of a Carlos Mencia are kind of numbered because he just got like destroyed.
Right. Right. And it would be pretty hard now, especially with like podcasts and everything. You'd hear about it right away.
Yeah.
It does kind of take balls. Like it would be kind of fun to just go and like steal an entire comics act.
So we have to do an hour long set.
Like if I just went up and did like an entire act.
Someone did that to Ron White, I think, back in the day. They got into a fight with him and he opened for him and he just did his act. Because he knew his act. I think about it, like Gary Veter opens for me, I'm like, I could probably do his act.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny, actually.
That's very funny.
To do it in front of somebody's face.
Yeah.
I like that. I don't like doing it behind
like, here's
their
the
back.
mic. It's fun.
It's pretty easy, but yeah, you would get busted. I mean, look, we've all also made the mistake. Like I've had friends be like, I'm like, oh, you just did that bit's like in an old special mind. They're like, oh fuck. Like parallel thought is a thing.
Of course.
And you absorb stuff. But to do it on purpose, now that the industry is kind of dead too. I feel like people did it back in the day. They're like, I'll do this person's joke in a late night set.
Right.
And I'll take off. But now it's like podcasts, as you said, are such a big part of
Right.
What about like cover bands or tribute bands? If you're just like a cover comedian, and you do a performance. If you listen,
this is my Tom Waits version of that joke.
Mitch Hedberg's not alive, unfortunately. He was a great comic, but if you straightened out my hair and put like a corduroy jacket on me, I feel like I could go out and tell his jokes and be maybe like 1% as funny as he is. So we have to do a live set in Vegas in our fans, or it's our gambling picks. Right?
Yeah, we're doing
our
picks all
season-long
year.
Picks. The person that comes in last place has to do an hour live in Las Vegas.
Wow.
In front of a live crowd.
Yeah.
When are you doing
I
this?
might just steal
Super Bowl
jokes.
week.
It just might be a cover night of comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you do a tribute.
Yeah, you do a tribute band session. You're up front about it. Be like, hey, these aren't my jokes, but I'm just going to tell them.
Tim Dillon once told a funny story that in Long Island he watched as like a Rodney Dangerfield cover act got in a fight with another Rodney Dangerfield cover act because he was like, "This is my fucking place."
That's fucking
two Rodney
amazing.
Dangerfields fighting. Yeah,
Dangerfield makes me so happy. Like that's like my guy. Like Back to School. There's not like a more fun movie. I did. Whitney Cummings is making something like regarding Dangerfield, so she's working with his wife. So she was driving me to a set and she goes, do you want to talk? I know you love Dangerfield. Do you want to talk to his wife? And I was like, fuck yes. So she just calls Dangerfield's wife, who's like the nicest human, just like a really hot younger woman that Dangerfield was married to. And on the phone, she goes, do you want to hear like a Rodney story that no one ever heard? And I was like, please. Yeah. Apparently when he had brain surgery, he was going in, he was like, please don't, like, if anything happens, like all I have is my mind. I need my mind. I need to be sharp. And then he comes out of brain surgery and the doctor's like, did you cough anything up? And he goes, yeah, 500 last week to a whore. It's his first line out of fucking surgery. It's like, damn, an unheard Dangerfield gem. He's such a class. I mean, that dude Caddyshack. There's so many great moments. Even Meet Wally Sparks. You know that scene where you ever see that one?
I had never seen that one. No.
It's not. I wouldn't say like a good movie, but it's Dangerfield. Like he's just telling jokes.
He is just so funny. Just every time he's on the screen.
Well, he walks by this couple and they're making out. He goes, "You two should go get a room." Then he walks by a fatter couple making out. He goes, "You two should get a warehouse." It's like
Dangerfield,
just perfect. I love him.
The best. All right, my last question. This has been awesome. Everyone go see Sam out on the road. So we're gonna run this next week. So anything coming up that you want people?
Stand up live in Phoenix this weekend, Thursday through Saturday. I got Indianapolis, Columbus, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Springfield. The big one is the NYC, November 4th, the theater, Madison Square Garden.
Which hopefully you still have after doing this podcast.
Say something nice about James Dolan.
Big fan. And also, yes, Australia. I'm going to fucking Australia. And
hell yes.
And then Tampa, Vegas, everything. I'm going to literally every city, as you guys said. We don't stop. So just tickets at sammorril.com.
I love it. All right, so my last question, Roback question, RHOBACK.com. Promo code TAKE, 20% off your first purchase. Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts. Roback.com, promo code TAKE. Of the New York teams you root for, who's the next one to win a championship? Been a long time. Been a decade. in 9 teams. Obviously, you don't root for all 9, but
Yeah.
it's been a long time. So who's the next?
The honest question is probably the Liberty.
I was gonna say you can't say the Liberty.
Okay. Well, they're. I think they could
They
go.
got it. They got it this
I
year.
love their team. I
Yeah.
love Stu and all. I love the whole team. Inescu's just a fucking shooter. I gotta say I think the Knicks will figure it out. It's been too long.
No,
it's
come
been
on.
too long.
Knicks
Don't
before
be
the Yankees?
stupid.
I guess in my heart I just don't care. The Yankees have won so much. Like I was a spoiled child of the '90s Yankees.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I'm kind of like I'm good.
I'm glad to see
Yeah.
that from a Yankees fan.
Yeah. I don't care if we ever win again. Honestly,
You were great. You
Yeah.
were like the only thing in sports.
And I love those players. I love Posada and Jeter and Mo and Pettit and all those guys. Bernie Williams, Paul O'Neill, fucking amazingly cool team. But I just don't give a shit. Baseball also lost me for so many years. Just the way they horribly marketed the league. And
Yeah.
thank God for Ohtani, but are they going to fuck this up too? I don't
Oh,
know.
I'm sure they will.
So I just got to say the Knicks they're gonna find a way to get that free agent, whether it's Giannis, whether whoever, I don't know, but I hope it's Giannis. I hope he wasn't bullshitting me. I'm so fucking mad they got Dame because I felt that when it happened. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Because I know that hurt.
That
hurt our shots, and I don't trust Embiid as the guy.
No.
So I just,
No.
no offense, I'm sorry. But
No, he knows.
Yeah.
He's come to
I don't know that.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Don't put words in my mouth.
I just don't know who the guy is right now if it's not Giannis, because it's clear Jokic and Giannis are the guys. So
Yeah.
it's
Cooper
tough.
Flag.
Maybe.
You got to get this guy. He's
He looks nice.
He's a senior in high school, I think.
Baron
Yeah.
Trump.
He's going to be the first.
Baron Trump's
Baron
going to be
Trump's
a
tall.
beast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Baron Trump. Yeah, he's.
He's got that Latvian blood, right?
We've always
That'll
said
do
the,
it.
the best would be Baron Trump and Bronny Jr. on the same team. Be great.
Bronny.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Is Bronny going to be good?
I don't know. I think is he back? He had that heart thing.
He had a heart arrhythmia.
It does suck having to be like, even if he's like average NBA player, which would be a phenomenal career.
Yeah.
Everyone would be like, well, you're not LeBron James.
It's like being Frank Sinatra Jr. It's
Yeah.
just not fair.
Yeah, it's not fair. It's not fair. You gotta change your name. You gotta
Yeah.
be something other than LeBron James Jr.
We used to hate like doing early days of the comic strip, going up late night. The comics they would let cut you just because they had a famous dude's last name, and you're like, "Fuck this motherfucker."
Yeah, yeah.
But then they didn't try. Like,
Right.
That's the thing is like I think I heard Gilbert Arenas say this. He's like, it's tough to be the famous dudes, even if you have the access. You don't have that like hunger.
Right, right, because you expect the access. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, a dude like Draymond Green, like that's not a dude's son.
right.
It's a dude
right.
who wants to like tear your throat out.
Right,
you know?
right. It's true. It's true. Well, Sam, this has been awesome, man. Thank you so much for making time.
It is awesome
And,
to do.
yeah,
Thanks
you're
for
always
having me.
welcome back on. So
Thank you,
anytime you're
guys.
through.
Yeah, thanks, man. Sam was brought to you by Sport Clips. We love Sport Clips. We love it. It's so nice. I think Memes, you got your haircut at Sport Clips not too long ago, right?
I did last 2 weeks ago. I'm also taking my son. We have a Sport Clips appointment this afternoon.
Love it. Love it. Sport Clips the best place for a guy to get their hair cut. Your hair might grow fast, but after going to Sport Clips haircuts, you wish that it grew even faster. They've got the best seats in hair. That may or may not be because they happen to be right in front of giant televisions playing sports all day, every day. We know that watching sports while getting a haircut sure beats watching your reflection get a haircut, which is why at Sport Clips, every day is clippers and curveballs, high tops and Hail Marys, even waves and wickets. At Sport Clips, you can check in with the pros in men's hair and totally check out with pure, uninterrupted relaxation. So yeah, come watch an endless stream of sports on TV, all while getting an awesome haircut. Get the MVP experience too. The legendary hot steam towel, the massaging shampoo.
Oh, the best.
They've got it all at Sport Clips. Sport Clips, it's a game changer.
The massage shampoo is the best.
It's so nice.
the
Yeah.
best. Okay, Firefest to wrap it up. Send everyone into a football weekend. Hank, get us going.
Yes.
Hank.
In June, I found a website, just plain white t-shirts, like a little higher quality, comfortable, kind of like not undershirts, like going out, just a plain white shirt.
Big white tees.
Yeah, ordered 3 of them, like they came in a pack of 3. I accidentally signed up for like a monthly membership that I keep forgetting to cancel
And they just send you white t-shirts every month?
every month. So I got 3 in June, 3 in July, 3 in August, 3 in September, 3 in October. And I have
12,
at first,
15
yeah. At first,
white
I was like, "Oh yeah,
t-shirts?
well, I can use more white t-shirts." The last 2 packs I haven't even opened them yet.
Oh no.
And then I was trying to cancel yesterday, and it was like being annoying. I got to remember to do it right now, actually. But yeah, it just I was like, oh, package, this is exciting. And it's like, fuck, more white T-shirts.
You know what? I feel
and
like
I probably spent like $200 on white T-shirts.
Big white T-shirts, though, if you're gonna have too much of something, and I'm just envisioning Hank wearing are they big?
No, they're just white T-shirts.
If you're gonna have too much,
but also
one item
I've
of
worn them a
clothing,
bunch, but then it's like it's lame to just wear a white T-shirt.
A white T-shirt's not a bad thing to have a surplus of, though.
15 though is excessive.
Yeah, probably. Wear it to the gym. You're like Steve Jobs, but casual.
You're just a white T-shirt mogul.
Yeah.
Damn, Hank. You gotta get that subscription. There's nothing better than canceling a subscription.
It is nice.
It's very nice.
Right. Hank, you should just wear white T-shirts all the time and just throw them out at the end of the day.
Yeah.
How big of a boss would you feel like?
Yeah,
if you did
Allen
that?
Iverson.
Yeah. All right, PFT.
Oh, that was the issue. I was trying to cancel it. I was doing it on my phone, and I logged the website. It's like, we sent a verification to your email, but you have to log out to get the so you can't. I got to do it on my computer.
Got it.
2-factor.
Okay. PFT.
My Firefest, I've got a couple. One is that me or Big Cat, we're gonna have to. Are you okay, Big Cat? Are you sick?
I'm good. No, I'm not.
You sound sick.
I just had a cough.
You should go to the doctor. I'm worried about you.
If I was, I would for the team.
I'm worried about
I would
you.
go to the doctor. I don't have one, but I would.
That's the second
I'd
time
find
you
one
coughed today.
I'd find one and I'd go.
I'm just saying, put Big Cat on cough watch.
I'm on cough watch.
Okay, all right.
Cough alert.
My first Firefest is that me and Big Cat are gonna have to get a tattoo.
Yeah.
Really dumb idea to do a tattoo bet on this Thursday night football game.
We did in like June.
Everybody in the world actively hates this game.
Yeah.
They are. It's become a big joke. I don't know if like the Bears Commanders, if there's anything inherently funny about those two teams playing each other. It's not like they're really awful historical franchises in the last 20 years. But
forever.
We're gonna. It's a meaningless game pretty much on Thursday night. The whole world hates that it's on TV, and then me and Big Cat are gonna have to get our first tattoo if we lose.
Yes,
and then
of our choosing. So it's that we had credit to us for the foresight.
Yeah,
where we weren't like, oh, if the Bears win, you got to get a Bears tattoo, or if the Commanders win, I have to get a Commander. We said tattoos enough. You get to choose what the tattoo is.
Yeah, so it's
I might just get a birthmark.
Dealer's choice. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I did say, because somebody asked, what about a tie? Do you both get tattoos? Offhand on Twitter, I fired off a tweet that just said, we will do a sex tape if it's a tie. I didn't think about it. And then once I sent it, immediately I was like, that was maybe a worse idea than the tattoo bet.
But we're gonna have to do it.
We're gonna have to do a sex
thinking
tape.
P&A or P&M?
P to P.
P to P.
Docking.
Yeah. We'll sword fight. A little sword fight.
Docking, yeah. So that's Firefest 1. Firefest 2 is that Blake bit my penis again.
Oh, no.
Again, not on purpose. And he was like chewing a toy, but he likes to chew on your lap sometimes because he's a big snuggler. He's a great dog. And he sometimes will bite your shorts, bite your arm. And we're working on that. We're getting better. But he happened to bite my penis through my shorts the other day.
So
again, no blood.
So maybe that will be the sex tape. Me and Blake going T on P for you.
Tooth on P?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that'd be nice.
We'll take a big chunk.
Yeah, so Blake has a penis touching problem. Blake is the Mac Jones of dogs.
Yeah. Hank?
No.
It's so sad.
He's not good enough to hit people in their penis all the time.
No, he's not.
You have to, like, Chris Paul can get away with it a little bit because he's a good player until the playoffs.
Even
but,
Grayson Allen in college was good enough.
Right. But
Yeah.
Mac Jones, you can't have a guy that sucks also hitting people in their dick.
Did he get fined for that?
I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah, he got a bro fine.
Yeah.
Code break.
Code break. Yeah,
Code
broke the
break. Yeah, we should start sending that out.
Man law.
Code breaks. Okay. My Firefest, it was a weird week because we were in the news a lot. And it was, I would say my Firefest is the people who went so crazy that they were like, I'm going to go after your family and you and everything like that. But
what if your son wants to go see Snow White? How are you going to bring
he
that
will
news
not.
to him?
No, not allowed. Not allowed.
I thought she
Absolutely
made
not.
some really interesting points.
Rachel Ziegler, that was actually a good tipping point where it's like, she's on that. She thinks it's not funny. Okay, then it must be funny. So, but actually it's a Firefest crazy week that turned into a positive in that it was a good reminder. I don't need people to defend me, but it was a good reminder that people have my back. And there was a lot of people who defended me and defended the fact that like this podcast is a joke, as its existence is a joke. The whole thing is a joke. So that was cool.
Yeah, my favorite article was the one that waited until like way after the giant pictures to be like, And they were joking about it.
Yeah.
But still, you have to wonder, like, what if they weren't joking?
Yeah, what if they actually are demanding this? I was thinking the other Fyre Fest is that I kind of wish my only regret in the whole thing was I didn't have a mustache. Like, I didn't have my beard shaved. That would have been very funny.
Yeah.
If the overweight mustache man was demanding sex tapes.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole thing was pretty crazy.
I liked all the tweets that were like, they need to just stop selling microphones to people.
Yeah, they need a test.
Yeah.
Or the one tweet that what always makes me laugh is all men should start their life in jail and prove their way out.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I'm cool with that.
Jail sounds awesome. Dude, jail is the ultimate man cave.
Yeah.
Just spend all the time with the boys, playing cards,
fellas.
listen to music, get into a couple slap boxes.
How did these two guys survive the Barstool layoffs?
That's a good point. It's a good point.
Oh, it's great. There was so many threads going on in my mentions, just like deep people arguing. And then one guy made a great point because he was arguing with a Swiftie forever. And he was just like, just so we're clear, Taylor Swift has like the most insane security staff and everything because of people like you, not because of people like Dan. And it's like, yeah, that's probably true.
My other favorite were the people that were like tagging Dave in it.
Yeah.
Saying, Dave, how can you let this type of vulgar talk exist on your network? You need to stand up for women, Dave. And it's like, wait, what world are we living in right now?
Dave did make a good point on Pick'em. He said that now people are going to say, like, I like Barstool, but except for those PMT guys.
Yeah.
Like, Dave's one of the good ones.
Yeah, Dave is. it's the whole situation has made me laugh.
It's so funny.
And yeah, obviously the people that are like doing death threats towards families and stuff, those are some
fucked up
psychos.
I had some real fucked up tweets that I was just like, what is going on?
Yeah, that will never do anything. But the people on the internet they're just there's some weirdos out there.
Yeah, weirdos. They're playing basketball out there. Jake.
Yeah, well, first off on that, LeBron tried to get tried to get an invite on Kelsey's pod, and I said, LeBron, you should come on. And someone said, I hope the part of my take guys die in a fire.
Oh.
Something like that.
That's mean.
Oh.
That's very mean.
That's actually not that mean compared to what I've gotten, but yeah.
So we should give credit to LeBron James.
Yeah.
LeBron James went, 11-2?
The part of my take creeps can die in a fire.
LeBron James went 11-2 picking games last week. He does a Sunday morning games where he sits down on Instagram Live. I put together a parlay. I put $50 on it that would have won $42,000. He went 11-2, and he picked some underdogs too. LeBron James might be the best sports prognosticator in the world.
And he also, he had. Wait, are you counting? What was his record?
I think it was 11-2 straight up.
So you're not counting the Lions that he picked?
Oh no, yeah, good point.
Didn't say, and the Jaguars.
He picked the Lions on Thursday night, but he unfortunately was not able to put that pick out before the game.
Yep.
And same thing with the London game. So yeah, I think he was 13-2.
Damn, LeBron was glazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was glazing.
He's on fire.
It's because you guys are truly the kings of Northeast Ohio, and I claim to be. Be honest. Seriously, you guys are awesome.
Oh.
Yeah, so me, on behalf of you guys, I extended the invite, but I haven't heard back yet.
Okay, you just heard that we hope we die in a fire.
That's what the response was.
We should, before we finish the show, should we do score predictions? Because we obviously, at the beginning of the show, you know what happened, but it would be fun. A little time capsule.
Bears, 21-14.
I think the Commanders are going to win.
Don't do this.
31-21.
I think the Bears are going to win.
I actually know the Bears are going to win.
Bears are going to win.
Shut up.
Bears are going to win 40-10.
40-10.
40-10.
That would be.
I'm going to have to
Bears
get
are all the way back. 40-10.
Stinks. I can't believe that happened earlier. I'm so unlucky. Damn it. Damn you, Big Cat. Damn your Bears. Damn the Chicago Bears.
Damn. Max, the prediction master.
Bears 34.
What the hell are you guys doing? Why are you predicting the Bears?
Bears 34-31. Justin Fields coming out game.
Good prediction, Max.
Okay.
Bears 11. No, yeah. Commanders 20. Bears 11. Gami.
Okay.
Is that the most likely Gami that hasn't happened yet?
No. 32-19, 32-26, 25-18.
32-26 surprises me.
Yeah.
They seem like football numbers.
Hank, someone just tagged us in a tweet. Someone did an AI rendering of Fenway with a lighthouse.
It's sick.
Oh, you've already seen it. Well, my mistake. How would I have known?
That lighthouse might actually work because it's close enough to the harbor, right?
Well, yeah, the rendering has it like in the north end.
That was so stupid of me to be like, Hank, new lighthouse dropped. He's like, dude, I've seen that. What do you think I jerked off to last night? Okay. Do you think you'd fit it? Do you think it could fit in you?
That's what fit.
Yeah, would it fit?
It's a big one.
So I did do
L&A?
I did do a search, a shopping search on Google for lighthouse dildos that I was going to get handcuffs.
What about lighthouse fleshlights?
They don't exist yet. They don't exist
man,
yet.
the
So
technology.
somebody could make millions of dollars making a lighthouse dildo.
New kink unlocked. Okay, numbers.
3.
18.
69. Memes, you ever got it?
40.
Nope. I'm also going to predict a tie tonight.
Oh, okay. Fuck you.
Two.
You're
Of
such
classic
a
memes.
You're such
Classic.
a sicko.
Memes, would you watch? Honestly. Like, okay,
He would have to film.
Let's say that you were not involved.
He would be the guy filming.
Mac, memes, let's say
Film with a
you were
paper
not
bag.
involved in the production of it whatsoever. You were not involved in the posting of it.
You would watch.
Would you watch?
I know you would.
No, that's
Yes, you
gross.
would. Yes, you would. Be honest. Yes, you would.
You guys knew it is gross.
Oh, yeah. You're something to look at. We're all gross.
That's true.
Max, would you watch?
Maybe not Jake, but he's sick.
100% I'd watch.
yeah, Max is
obviously.
right. Yeah.
Duh.
Any sex tape of like anyone, you want to see what it is.
Yeah.
Anyone. He
Yeah.
said anyone.
Anyone
Except for
you-
Taylor Swift.
If you hear that someone
Would
has
not
a sex
watch.
tape, the first thing to your mind is, oh, I'm curious what that sex tape
Watch.
looks like.
You want to know what we're working with?
If it gets like leaked, yeah, of course.
Well, we would leak it. All right. Max, did you guess a number?
20.
Okay. 50. 50. Okay. We'll see everyone on Monday. We'll be in New York. Surviving Barstool.
Love you guys.